All right, people. It's I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a big barbecue yesterday. Kevin Rogue is joining us on third mic. Kevin, of course, here as always. Kevin, Mr. Rogue. I think I will call you Rogue, and I will refer to him as Kevin.
Works for me. I prefer a handsome Kevin, but if you can call me Rogue, that's all right.
You can't lie to the people.
Well, it's
So I'm a little sluggish today. Mr. Rogue. Jesus, this is gonna be a rough one. I'm a little more on top of setting up third mics. I was slacking today. I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay.
I may have been napping when you were texting me about what time to jump in.
Napping?
Oh, dude,
We went hard yesterday.
A long barbecue yesterday.
But you have Monday to nap, huh? That's got to be nice.
But my Monday's typically my only day off of the week. But
I understand. Yeah, no, I was in the office today, also napping, so it worked out.
So I'm a little sluggish. I'm not gonna lie. But I got you, Kevin, and you, handsome Kevin.
There it is.
Thank you for that.
Steer the ship. We got Izzy James tonight. No Tony. He's on vacation. In Wildwood. I think we didn't mention that last week.
So go find him.
In Wildwood.
Yeah, punch him in his dick.
That's right.
Whoa, that's Wood Wild.
Yeah, his wild wood.
There it is.
So we got a humdinger of a show lined up for you. We got Izzy James at 7, Kevin Rogue on third mic from the Year of Pod. We got myself. We got Shining Wizards Kevin. Top 5 list tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of wrestling talk and talk about wrestling. And it's all coming at you next. Episode 598. We're well on our way. We're 2 weeks away from fucking episode 600. Tony's stupid roast.
Oh, it's going to be great.
It's going to be terrible.
It's going to be great.
It'll be great.
If you're
freaking great.
If you want to see the closest thing to a live abortion, then tune in.
Oh, man.
Take good money for that.
Look, I've been bragging on him since he decided this. Like, I don't know.
First of all, who decides to throw their own roast? Is he Michael Scott from The Office?
You might as well be.
I don't see what the problem is, guys.
Really,
I think it's going to be a great episode.
Matt, we don't have to roast him, right? It's just a guess that
every week.
Yeah, exactly. Every show is a We Hate Tony podcast.
But how could you guys not take part?
I don't think I could do it.
Oh, you could do it.
It's going to be.
I mean, I can do it. I don't know if I could do it.
I think we're saying the same thing. I'm not sure though.
No, I mean, I have the ability to do it, but I don't think I could or would want to do it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. What if like the joke? Listen, I'm a comedian, man. Sometimes the jokes don't land.
Yeah, well, anyone that knows that has listened to this podcast.
Oh no, no, never a womp womp.
Never
on this show. Never, not once.
That's a farce.
But you're not in front of a live audience, man. You'll be just fine.
In front of the Shining Wizards universe.
Right, but they're not live in front of you. Just throw a little laughter after each line. It'll hit. Yeah.
A laugh track after each
joke. Yep. See, I'll help you out. We can write together. It'll be fine.
Please do so, everybody. I'll give you both the lists of all the people we have signed up, and you can help. A lot of people are like, yeah, I'll do it, but I don't have a lot of jokes, and I'm like,
well, we could probably tee some up for them. Probably. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Tune in 2 weeks because it's going to be something. There's going to be a lot of this from me.
For those listening in podcast world, Matt just literally punched the microphone away from his face in disgust.
There'll be a lot of that.
I'm excited, man. I think it's going to be fun.
Maybe you could sit down on third mic for me that night.
No, shotgun. If anyone's missing the show, it's me.
Tony's like, I could change it if you want. I'm like, dude, it's too late. It's done. Things are in motion.
How are you going to change it this close?
I don't.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we're this close to the intro, so I'm going to hit the button.
Let go.
We're going to do this. I got to tee all this up now because I'm. No, I don't want to install new Farrago. All right. All this and more next. Episode 598 of The Shining Wizards. Kevin Rogue on third mic. Izzy James was our guest. Kevin with a top 5. It's all coming at you live.
The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live on Ranty and at shiningwizards.com. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. As always, we thank you for your continued support. And now, enjoy the show.
Well. It is I, the quintessential stud muffin. Joel, my penis has an elbow. When I'm in, it hits her colon, innards, spleen, and gizzards. When I bust, it's like a blizzard, and I roll with Shining Wizards. Gerdner, keep listening and have yourself an eargasm.
Let's get ready to suck it. Welcome, everybody, to episode 598 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Club. Jesus Christ.
You almost got it.
I'm done. I'm out.
Episode 598 of the Shining Wizards podcast.
That's
Of course, it is Wrestling Talk.
And talk about the wrestling.
Matt.
I guess I got to do this before. I got to do it second.
I didn't prep him for this.
KJG. And joining us
On
third mic tonight, in replace of Shining Wizards Tony, is the very well-respected, very talented, very good at what he does, man, Mr. Kevin Rogue, Year of Pod, is here with us, joining us. What's up, Kev?
Hey, thank you very much. That was a very glowing endorsement. I know I might not be Shining Tony, but could I be like Polished Kevin, maybe?
No. You can
because you like polish a turd.
There's many things you can polish out there.
You could be Rusty Tony.
Whoa, I don't think we want to go down that rusty aisle, do we, Kevin?
Oh, God, I forgot about that. Yeah, no.
Where's your trombone this week?
It's over there.
Gotcha.
The old rusty trombone.
Forgot about that. Yeah, forgot about that gimmick too. That didn't stick either.
You should be happy that didn't stick.
Oh, it was great. Now I'm gonna bring it back after the commercial.
So if it sticks, you might want to wash it.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
How are you fellas doing this fine Monday evening?
Fantastic, man. Oh,
hurting.
Kevin's hurting.
And
What's
you know
wrong,
why,
baby
Matt?
boy?
It's your fault, Matt. It's Matt's fault.
What did he do to you?
You know, he had a great little party at his house, and
Oh,
I drank a lot of beer.
I thought you were going to say rough trombone.
No.
No trombones.
There was no trombones at the party. I would have brought it though if he asked.
That's kind of you.
I was just happy that you showed up, Kev. You showed up. You had some food. You had some drinks. You had some good times. That was all I was looking for.
That's it. It's a good time, man. Sunday. See, a Sunday event at the Bowman residence is awesome when it doesn't start at 8:00. Like if it's like a 4:00 or 2:00, boom, in there like swimwear. But Matt usually says backyard hang 8 p.m. on a Sunday.
8 p.m. You wild man.
Well, because he, like we talked about before we went on the air, Matt does not work on Monday. Monday is his only day off. So Sunday is the day that he extends the invites to all of his friends to come chill by the fire pit. Dude, a great setup back there, man. Absolutely great setup. So kudos to Matt on a great party. A lot of friends of the show were there. A lot of friends of ours in personal life were there. It was really cool.
Man, that sounds fantastic. I'm kind of disappointed you didn't live stream it. I could have been part.
Ooh.
I feel like that would be a lot of. That That would have been a lot of sangria was flowing. So
Nice.
Yeah, Matt. Also, by the liner, by the way, the Joel Gertner liner, creepy, but got a little follow ski from the Gert man over the weekend. Yeah, did a like of his one of his tweets, and then next thing you know, boomski follow. So that was pretty cool. Like the stars have aligned, man. It's like kismet.
Yep, just like Kismet.
That's it. Or hazmat.
One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. Kismet or hazmat.
I'd probably go hazmat.
Yeah, probably with Joel. Yeah, probably hazmat.
The Mott Spock wants to know any of the 200 buns left over. Yes, we are down to 96.
So all right, so you got 200 buns. Well, I'm assuming you got 200 burgers and dogs then.
100 burgers, 100 dogs.
Correct. Yeah. And so you're down to 96.
Yes.
So how long do you think that'll last you guys?
Well, we put a bunch of the buns in the freezer that we didn't open.
Smart move.
And we will be eating hamburgers and hot dogs for the next week.
Oof, better hit that. Do you have a Peloton?
No, do I have a Peloton? Do I look like I have a fucking Peloton?
I don't know.
Come on.
You would go to the gym every now and then.
Matt he's the quintessential before picture. You're asking me if he's got a fucking Peloton.
Yeah. Like Matt's the before, Tony's the after, no change, no progress.
There is no Peloton at the house. No. Look, there was a shit ton of food too. So, all the potato salad was gone. My wife made she took the 2 frozen turkeys that have been in the freezer for a year that you get when I don't know about in Minnesota, handsome Kevin, but here before the holidays, if you spend X amount of dollars at ShopRite, they give you a free turkey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we did that, and I got a free turkey, and then my father was like, I'm not going to cook this turkey. So it was in the freezer for a year. My wife deboned the whole thing. She took the legs. So a couple people had full drumsticks.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was earlier, Kevin. That was that was earlier. And then she tore all the meat up and she put it in a slow cooker with some JR's barbecue sauce. Nice. And there were pulled pork or pulled turkey.
Oh, that was turkey. That was the turkey. I saw the pulled pork. I didn't realize it was turkey. No,
yeah, it was turkey. So a couple of the buns went to that too. There's pasta salad. There's potato salad. She made turkey salad. There was fucking cowboy caviar, which is like beans and corn and rotelli tomatoes. We had regular corn. We completely forgot to cut up the watermelon, so I have a watermelon downstairs.
Kevin, when I tell you that they had the best Frito Pepsi smorgasbord of potato chip bags, Mamma Mia, Pringles, Fritos, Doritos, Lay's, everything.
Sun chips? Do you get some sun chips out there?
French onion sun chips are the greatest chip in the world.
There were sun chips in there.
I did not notice the sun chips. I'm kind of upset about
that. So I decided. No, I'm sorry. My wife decided. For those not familiar with me, if you're just tuning in, you're tuning in because Kevin Rogue is here. Thank you. We appreciate you. Most of the Shining Wizards community knows Kevin Rogue at Year of Pod, at JJ Rogue Means on the Twitter machine. My wife is the brains of the operation. I will never, ever. My wife was the grill master last night. I know my fucking role. I stay in my lane. People are like, is your wife going to cook all night? I'm like, yeah, that's where she wants to be. She wants to be at the grill.
Now, let me ask you this. So we've talked about this before. I was in the food service industry for about 10 years, give or take a little bit, right. Working as a chef for a long time. I don't touch a grill, man. I don't even know how to turn ours on. My wife is the grill master through and through. So is that same kind of thing? Like you work in food, you come home, you're like, I'm not fucking with the grill. Or
no, my wife also works in the food industry.
Okay.
But no, that's where she wants to be.
Gotcha.
She likes cooking for everybody. She likes making sure everybody eats. She's very personable at the grill. So that was her baby. So
what do you mean personable at the grill?
She's making burgers, talk, she's talking to people, she's finger gunning people. Make sure you try some of this. She's the brains of the operation. So she said instead of getting big bags of chips, right, where you just leave them out and they get fucking stale and then you throw them out, we're gonna buy a bunch of variety packs. We're gonna put them in a big fucking plastic toter and just grab your snacks, man.
Wait! Those small bags, those little mini.
There was a million of them, so everyone there could have been fed on chips for the whole night. If there was only the chips there, we all could have eaten like kings.
Man, I don't know many kings that are just feasting on chips, but I trust you.
Well, the royal ones do.
Look, people, and there's a shitload of stuff like snacks. We have tons of snacks.
He had a baby pool filled with ice, and
that's
it was
where the booze went.
That's where we just dumped all of our booze that we brought.
Nice. Nice. Now, so you said sangria, but do you make like a special drink for these gatherings that you have? Is there like a Shining Wizard's beverage that you guys serve?
No, but there was, Matt, I'll let you follow up on this, but there was definitely a pink-ish beverage that was very dangerous to certain people.
So I do the Sunday night gatherings, but they're very small. We've been in the house for about 3 years now. We've never had a party to this magnitude. We've had people over, we've hosted holidays, but we've never had the opportunity because we both work in the food industry to have this many people over for a barbecue. So this was like the real big homecoming type of deal.
Got it.
So housewarming, not homecoming. What an asshole.
I heard what you meant.
So my wife, I enjoy a good sangria. So my wife decided she was going to make sangria. Now there is no particular special drink. We're making sangria. If you don't want to drink sangria, bring what you're drinking. But if you do want to bring sangria, just show up. Be ready to go. And then one of her friends made some crazy lemonade, like pink. It was like
cotton candy, pink lemonade.
It was like pink Starburst vodka. It was fucking delicious and dangerous. It was dangerous.
I like those type of drinks, man. Those ones that you just drink them, and then all of a sudden you don't know why you woke up 3 states over.
Yes, well, that was the problem with the sangria. When we made the sangria Thursday night, it was, 2 boxes of wine, a full bottle of triple sec, 2 things of tropical fruit punch, and then it was like, this tastes too much like fruit punch. Add more wine. Now it tastes too much like wine. Add a touch more of fruit punch. I was like, oh, this tastes like a fruit punch drink now. And then yesterday I was like, this is going to be dangerous. So I was like, this is a marathon.
Right.
Was it Franzia?
The 2 boxes of wine were, yes.
Yes.
But then we dipped into we had Cabernet for some.
Did you ever hear of the Tour de Franzia?
It sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
It's a drinking game where like teams of 2 have to drink the whole box of wine, and whoever drinks the whole box of wine first wins.
Ugh.
So that's why they call it like the Tour de France, like the Tour de Franzia.
Is that one of those like games that when you're a young drinker, you play like Boone's Farm races, like same kind of concept? Where it's
I never heard of Boone Farm races, but I'm intrigued.
Oh, that's you get like 5 or 6 people against 5 or 6 people. Everybody's got a bottle of Boone's Farm, and it's just right down the road. As soon as one person's done drinking, the next one can start. You go right down the road,
like a waterfall type deal.
Pretty much. Yeah.
When I first started drinking, Boone's Farm was my go-to.
Boone's Farm was your go-to?
Because I didn't know any better. Like I just wanted something that tasted good. I had no palate for any sort of any drink. So I'm like, get me something that'll taste good and is not super strong. And they would always come back with Boone's Farm. I'm like, all right, this works.
Wow.
And then vodka and Mountain Dew happened, and
that's when the palate became refined.
Yeah,
was vodka and Mountain Dew.
Yep. Smirnoff and Mountain Dew, or no, Pop Off.
He's a kid just mixing Zima with Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
getting fucked up.
Dude, my hand, I don't know how, is it in excruciating pain right now?
What did you do?
My right hand is like on fire.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Are you having a stroke?
I don't know what's going on, but it hurts. Hurts bad. But we'll power through, baby.
Fucking warrior.
Like all fingers, my entire hand. It's like a muscle.
I understand, handsome Kevin.
Yes,
your weekend was full of some bumps and bruises as well.
Oh yeah. We had 2 shows this weekend. A lot of fun. We were in Turtle Lake on Saturday and in Kimball, Minnesota on Sunday. Great shows, man. Really decent turnout. Had a lot of fun. But that motherfucker Petey Brown, he got one in on me. So he'll get his.
Was he redeeming himself for his stellar performance? Like, can you beat that?
I'm guessing he's trying, but it was all right because that happened Saturday and Sunday. I went ahead and I kicked him square in the dick.
All right, I dig that.
Yeah. When you got a guy like Stonehenge behind you, you got Kyle Pro, Nick the Natural Nelson. Yeah, we all went. We went ahead and sometimes you got to take out the trash, and I think we know Petey Brown's trash.
That's right.
Wow. All right, that's bold.
Yeah. I'm going to start calling him. I'm going to start calling him Patty Brown. I think balls deep Patty Brown instead of downtown Petey Brown.
Wow. All right.
Balls deep.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to do something here. There we go.
There it is.
Don't mind me, fellas. I feel like my volume. Oh, there we go. That sounds much better in my headphones. All right. Did that move over? Sorry. Thank you. Let me just close this.
Do it. Close it all, man.
Doing it on the fly, baby.
One by one.
Close it up. Close up shot. Last call.
For alcohol. Okay, that worked. We just have this here. We go over here. So, you guys had good weekends then, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
All right, that's good.
And I was already like behind the 8 ball because I had a birthday party the night before your barbecue. So I was already like, oof.
How do you do it, man? I drink like 5-6 beers at this point in my life. One night, I wake up the following morning, my day is toast. I just get the worst hangovers. When I was younger, you rebound, get back at it, man. But as I get older, there's no way. Next morning, I wake up, I'm fucking miserable.
Well, that's probably why I'll die by 45. So we're good.
Well, I mean, enjoy the latter years at least.
Yeah, not that 42 to 44 range.
Yeah,
enjoy those, right?
Retire at 42, man. Just take it smooth.
I'm in, man. I'm in for that plan. Nah, but it was great weekend, good stuff. Was able to watch a little wrestling. I had Rampage on at the Pubski on Friday. They always have wrestling on for me at some point. Because they know better.
They just know.
They know Kevin. It's Friday. Kevin doesn't go out all week. Friday night he's coming in. We gotta have wrestling on the TV for him. So watch a little bit of wrestling. Watch a little Impact. Watched Matt. What did you watch? I know you were super busy.
Yes, I was busy. What happened?
Matt's. The fan stopped circulating.
He's glitching.
Matt's frozen. That fan ain't moving.
I can hear you.
Ken, here.
Shining. Wait.
How many fingers?
Fan. Matt.
How is it any
okay,
better?
Matt?
I'm good.
Nah, you're still struggling a little bit.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah,
you're back.
You get your internet from Aldi?
Yes, I am actually. No, I have to deal with the bullshit of the committee, and I'm trying to get this stupid fucking video.
Oh, we got a new challenger?
Apparently. I gotta see if I can fucking upload this dog shit.
I love that all anybody has to do is mention the committee, and Matt goes from here just straight through the roof.
Off the handle.
Yeah.
Insane.
Look.
But you see, here's what I don't understand. You're gonna turn down any invitation from the committee to challenge, but yet you're still piling on them like they're, dead to you. But like, why? If there's any resolution to this, you should accept the committee's challenge if it is proposed to you to challenge for the Can You Beat That championship.
No, the committee is a farce, Kevin. There was up until like 10 weeks ago, nothing of this sort existed. And then one day it was like, okay, let's play Can You Beat That? And then Tony's like, the committee. There's no, I'll break that.
Yeah, we were the committee.
There was no text message. There was like, oh, I'm going to do a gimmick. He just decides to fucking spitball. Now I got this stupid committee with these stupid fucking videos, this bullshit. Tony's Kevin's driving to Tony's house. Then he's getting NWO questions, softballs. There's a lot of
You
shenanigans.
wouldn't have gotten those questions.
A lot of shenanigans. That's all I'm saying.
You wouldn't have gotten that NWO question.
I would have got that NWO question.
You would remember. You would remember that Booker T was in the NWO.
Yes. A little perturbed that our guest is late.
That NWO question, man. I was locked and loaded on that one. I was pretty ecstatic about that. I was like, yep, would have answered that question for fucking sure.
And you would have got the Monday Night Raw debut question, Matt.
What? Sorry, I'm dealing.
You would have gotten every single match from the first ever Monday Night Raw.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Maybe doesn't matter in my book. Would you have gotten it or would you not have?
I don't know, Kevin. Let me fucking figure this stupid shit out. This fucking video, this bullshit.
Tony, fucking leaving Matt high and dry over here. Bullshit.
Under movies.
That Christian Rocco was very impressive that last time out, though. That fucking blew me away.
I'm not 100. I know Christian's very smart when it comes to wrestling history. He watches it all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% positive that every win that he's had is on the up and up.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. And I love Christian to death. He's been a fan of ours and a friend of ours since he was before he could even drive. But I'm not 100% positive.
Why? What makes you say that?
Just the way that he finally pulls out his answers. And he one time he said I knew there was one instance where I knew these three, I knew these two were definitely answers, but then one of them wasn't until the fifth guess.
Yeah.
So if you really knew that these were the ones, why wouldn't it be your first or second or third guess? It was his fifth guess.
You know, when you said that in that episode after he left, I was like, usually I know you just like talking shit about people after they leave, but in that instance, I was like, you know what, Kevin might be onto something. We might have to call Nancy Drew on this one.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it could be a coincidence. It probably is, and I have nothing but love for Christian. But if this was the one that he could have even just misspoke at the end of the thing. But if this was the one that you were super confident in, only one of the two or three. Why was it your fifth or sixth guess?
You know what you do? You make him compete with a mirror behind him, because that way you don't see. If you think somebody's in there, maybe somebody's feeding him, maybe somebody's sending a message. Maybe
I feel like he's got some weird TV, like the Apple TV with and he's looking. He's always looking up at something. So I'm thinking he's he's fishing.
So you think the champ is cheating?
I don't have enough concrete evidence to make that accusation. And I have an echo.
Monster echo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that me?
Is it me?
I don't know.
You echo. Yeah. And I echo like a maniac.
Yeah.
Great. This is great.
Mod Spock. One can only dream. KJG and Christian rematch. Boom.
Maybe the committee will make it happen.
What about me there, Mod Spock? I thought we had a connection. This son of a bitch is leaving me out.
This fucking thing. I'm gonna fucking freak out in about 2 fucking seconds.
So why don't we just not do the committee thing?
No, you know what? These 2 fucking assholes had all week to fucking do this, and they wait till the last fucking minute. This shit pisses me the fuck off.
Why don't we just F and just bail?
Fucking bullshit. Where's this fucking dumb video? I'm just gonna fucking play it. I don't care if you can't see it. You just hear the fucking audio. This stupid shit.
Yeah, let's do it now and get it over.
Where's this fucking stupid thing? Let me know if you can hear this job.
Did the committee ever show up to your place yesterday?
What's up? No.
Can
you hear?
No.
I don't hear anything.
The echo's gone.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's so mad, and I don't blame him.
It's almost like a roller coaster of anger. Just keeps on going up and up and up.
Dude, you never know. You never know.
Fucking murder somebody.
There you go. Sometimes you know. When he says something like that.
I'm driving to fucking Wildwood right the fuck now.
Yeah. Let me know if you can hear this now.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled podcast with a message from the international representative of the Can You Beat That Championship Committee. The committee has been laboring over the next challenger, taking many things into consideration. And after a very narrow vote between the members, they have decided to grant a rematch. That's correct. We will be getting a Can You Beat That rematch with the next set of questions. This particular challenger has held the title many, many weeks, has proven superior knowledge of wrestling on a weekly basis, and it is Kate the Great Hensler.
All right.
Well, did you guys hear that bullshit?
All right, so what would make you happy then?
What do you mean, what would make me happy? That I don't have to fucking deal with this shit right now. The fucking guest is late. I got Tony sending me a fucking video at 7:05.
Oh, I thought you were just specifically talking about the challenger.
Hey, Christian Rocco's gonna mop the fucking floor with Kate. How do you like them apples?
There you go. Kate the late.
I thought he was just stressed out from carrying that extra tea.
All right. You happy? You happy, committee? Fucking asshole sending me a fucking video, 7:05. You know I'm live. Where's Izzy James? Did Kaun get him with the fucking bull rope already? What is going on here?
Oh, it's a clusterfuck, and I love it. Love it.
I'm not in the mood for this today. I'm full of sangria. I took like 3 monster shits today from all the hamburgers and hot dogs and turkey I was eating yesterday. Hot dog lunch today. I had to buy a new fucking washer and dryer today. I am not ready for this.
That's the killer. The washer dryer thing that would put me over the edge. Because that ain't cheap.
Nothing is cheap.
Life isn't cheap, bitch. But Matt, the committee did bring us Double R, which is one of my all-time favorite Shining Wizards characters. So it can't be all bad.
Look,
he's not ready for anything. We should just.
It is what it is at this point. Good luck, Kate. Unless you're asking her fucking 3 CM Punk questions, she's gonna get murdered. And I know Kate's not gonna listen to this because she's fucking big time. She's fightful. She's big time. She's not listening to this bullshit. I don't even know if the fucking committee reached out to her.
If she
Tony,
did,
I hope Pony chokes on ice. Fucking shaved ice down in fucking Wildwood. Water. Have some water, you fucking hard. Fucking stupid Philadelphia accents, you dipshits. Fucking Wildwood. I hope a fucking shark takes your foot. You walk around like fucking Kamala. There's your fucking roast. Just play this back in 2 weeks. Fucking roast to Tony. I'm sitting that one out.
That's the real Philadelphia accent, Kamala.
Yeah.
Eagles! Phillies!
All right, so this is all done, right? I fucking was all perturbed. I played this stupid video so we could move on.
I mean,
I'm very nervous about how this is going to go for the rest of the night.
No, better. He sends me the video at 7:05. 7:09. Try the email first. It should be easier. I got every window open on my fucking laptop. The internet's going out. The fan's freezing. Tune in. Fuck you.
Yeah, Tony chimes in. I literally just tuned in.
Don't get stuck in a current, you dick.
Riptide Tony.
I hope you get fucking monkeypox while you're in fucking Wildwood, dickhead.
I am a little disappointed, though. It was a video and we only got audio.
The videos are worthless.
No, it's fucking it's a mystery, man.
Meanwhile, every time he turns his head to the left or the right, you see exactly who it is.
Yeah, it looked like a fucking Take On Me video with the fucking Yankees hat on and a fucking elementary t-shirt on. You do the math, people. Just drinking ginger ale because I don't feel good.
Oh,
Boy, after taking 3 monster shits in a day, you should feel all right at least.
I'm old. I can't be drinking all day.
Well aware.
God damn it.
to each their own.
Now, is that your reset button, Matt? You finally got to the top of the coaster, and now you.
I think I'm better now.
Okay, good.
See, that's another thing. He gets angry, and then he just immediately he's like, "There's no tsunami after the earthquake with him. It's
Gotcha.
an earthquake. It's done, and he's peaceful mad again." Right? Is that fair?
You can't hold on to it forever. You got to just let it go. Let it
What if
go.
there was a third natural disaster named tsunami, earthquake, typhoon, and tsunami? Or is it
Not bad.
typhoon? Is typhoon a similar? No, typhoon's a hurricane, but it's just over the water, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, the tsunami is the tidal wave that comes after the earthquake.
could be.
Yeah,
A typhoon is a mature tropical cyclone.
right. But that's like the equivalent of a hurricane over the ocean, I believe, is the typhoon, and the tsunami is what happens because the ground is still not settled yet, so the water just completely disrupts and it hits the land with like massive waves and tidal waves.
Tsunami is a series of waves in a water body caused by displacement of a large volume of water, generally in an ocean or a large lake.
There could be a lake tsunami.
Well, yeah, if there's an earthquake,
Because
there's I guess there's earthquakes, volcanoes, earthquakes in the ocean.
yes, because I mean everything is plates. The whole Earth is plates.
Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and underwater explosions.
Yes, that's right.
Fucking A, man.
Mother Nature's a mad scientist.
This is the Mother Nature podcast.
I was gonna say, you motherfuckers didn't skip science class, did you?
Dude, I don't know how I knew all that.
Bro, I'm 40. You think I remember anything I learned in fucking high school?
I had a lot of free time as a kid.
I just fucking pull shit up on Wikipedia.
Trust my site.
Listen,
I mean, when you're looking for like tsunamis, sure.
and who's gonna like make false information about tsunamis?
I hope somebody does now. I really hope somebody does.
Tsunami was the name of Little Bo Peep's sheep. like that's what it's gonna be.
That's good. They're gonna make a wrestling stable. You're gonna have tsunami. You're gonna have you're gonna throw the tornado in there. You got to get blizzard. Blizzard's got to be in there.
I used to have a joke about how like all like horror movies were just named after inconvenient weather conditions, like the fog.
Yeah.
I forget what the other one was, but it was a whole big thing. And it was like eventually there's gonna be like a movie called The Morning Dew, where like 18 people get killed by one serial killer, and his name is Dew.
But it doesn't go by Dew. He goes by Dew.
Dew. He's like Dew. Dew.
I'm killing every motherfucker here. Do
what it do.
I do.
I do what it do. Oh man, this is my favorite show ever right now. What's happening? I know, Matt, you're pissed off, but this is
We're good. We moved past it.
This is gold, baby.
We moved past. Don't worry. There will be this amount of rage in 2 weeks. Tony's, the roast of Tony. So if you enjoyed my rants, please be sure to tune in when I have to try and juggle all these people who have to tell jokes. And it was the reindeer stew. And everyone's talking over each other. Fucking Tombstone Jesus shows up. He wants to talk about Man Mountain Rock and smashing pussy or something weird. Trying to put himself over. Fucking Miko Meister's booking fucking backyard wrestling at my house. Everybody completely forgets to roast Tony. It's gonna be great. Be sure to tune in, subscribe, rate, review.
That was
Get it.
hell of a plug.
Tony's return next week is gonna be like the fucking Dexter Loomis return on Raw. Nobody's gonna know what the fuck happens. Tony's gonna pop in, the guest is gonna show up, Tony's gonna leave, and that's it.
Yeah. That was like the weirdest return ever, by the way. And I don't care about it, to be honest with you. And I was a big Dexter Loomis guy. Just like, what are you doing? Like, you weren't even like a top guy in NXT, and now you're all of a sudden showing up in the main event.
Wow,
with Miz and AJ Styles.
See, I went the exact opposite way because I was never a Dexter Lumis guy. But that little tease and him showing up, like that actually got me interested in him.
Right. No, I get it. And the idea of it behind it is fine. And I'm probably in the minority on this. But it was just like so weird. Like what does it mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, who are you? Like, I mean, again, the story, I guess, has to play out. Like, probably tonight we'll find out more of why he showed up and why he got a, like, but what, like, you were never, and the same thing kind of with like Karrion Kross. Like, he came back, everyone loved it, as they should have. But like, even when his last run in WWE, when he came to the main roster, was the worst thing ever. And it's just like you guys weren't even like the top guys, like in your respective last places of employment, and now all of a sudden you're thrust into like the end of a show, the end of the last segment on each respective show. Karrion Kross, I see, is way more. Because that package is a whole lot better. Him, Scarlett, entrance, look, 100%. Dexter Lumis, since he was Samuel Shaw on Impact, I thought he was a legit top guy. But when he wasn't presented as that, and all of a sudden now he's back, and we don't know what he's there for yet. Right. So I will let that play out. But it was just like, all right, this guy wasn't even a top. He got married on NXT, and that was like the highlight of his run, more or less. I mean, there was probably more high points, but just like it was just so bizarre to me that he was featured in that part of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand your point, but from, like I say, for me, I could not give a shit less about him during NXT, any of it, and for him to just show up out of nowhere, that kind of grabbed me a little bit. I was like, okay, this is something. Karrion Kross, I really appreciated his work in NXT. Obviously, everybody knows that his main roster run was pretty much a bag of dog shit lit on fire, but it got me interested in both the characters and what was going on.
Yeah, I feel way more strongly about the Karrion Kross return than I do about the Dexter Lumis. But when Karrion came back, it was, you knew what his objective was. It's going to be Drew McIntyre, and it's going to be Roman Reigns eventually, or just a feud with Drew. I'm sure that's probably where we're going to go with it. But the Dexter Lumis stuff was just like, I don't know if he interacted with anyone prior to just being taken down by the cops afterwards. I know there was like that car accident thing in the back. Was that was there any explanation of that?
No, not to this point, which makes it like that much more kind of intriguing and interesting because you don't know, they haven't mentioned shit. It's just in the background, so it is very like a lot of the mystery kind of brings you in.
You know what it kind of reminded me of, and this is going to sound like insulting, but I really don't mean it, because I actually didn't really see the actual car accident part with the Kevin Owens promo, but it kind of reminds me of like the white Hummer from WCW, like who drove the Hummer. Like that's like my initial gut was like when I saw that there was a car accident in the background, and there were so many, but at least this one was like kept to the side, and it's one of those things, and that's why Triple H is so good. It's telling a story without people knowing what the story is yet. So
it's a background story.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
And I don't know what the plan is for Dexter. Like, obviously he showed up during an AJ Styles Miz match. Who's he after? Is he after Miz? Is he after AJ? Like
both of them.
Maybe both. Maybe everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting stuff. It's kind of what we've been looking for, and I've been very vocal on this show. What the WWE has been doing the last couple of years, I have zero interest in. I haven't watched WrestleMania in, I don't know, 6-7 years. Like I really have zero interest in it because I feel like it's the same boring shit. So I said last week, Karrion Kross coming out, like I'm in. Like even if Roman Reigns fucking beats him, at least there's a bridge to Cody, right? Because we all think it's going to be Cody and Roman, which is sign me up. I'm all in. You're bringing back Dakota Kai. That helps the women's division. Do we know Tony loves a good tournament? This stuff with Dexter Lumis, again, to your point, who's he after? AJ, Miz, Maurice? Like, what's his angle here? Right? And then they bring back Hit Row on Friday night on SmackDown.
Yeah. Do you guys think it's like too much, too soon? Like that the returns are kind of forced?
So I don't. These are things that like people got let go, released, and they're taking a few select people to bring back, and they've been bringing them back in a surprise fashion that I think has gotten a decent amount of buzz behind it. I think I can see where you're going with that, but not really. I think they're peppering them in nicely.
Yeah, no, and I can see that. I can see both sides of this coin. To be honest with you, it just like now, like everyone's expecting something else. Like everyone's expecting someone else to come in, and it just is. It's like when does it stop? Like, is Triple H bringing back guys that he just thought got a bad rap in when Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard took over NXT? Is he going to bring back major players? Is he going to bring back Bray Wyatt? Is he going to bring back? Apparently Sasha and Naomi are reportedly back, which that's to me that's the most important one, is having them back. But I feel like that's the one that we expected as opposed to Karrion Kross and if Johnny Gargano shows up, I think that would blow the roof off. And now Johnny Gargano doesn't have to come back to WWE, like the main roster. He can go back to NXT and be fine. But I feel like NXT is in a different direction now. Was a WWE. Johnny Gargano might actually do better on the main roster without Vince McMahon there.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things they got to remember is that he's now fashioning his roster for his vision. And I expected it to be a little bit longer played out, but it's like he's pushing the buttons right away to get it to where he wants it to be. And it's exciting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely, I'm not there yet. I won't go search out like Monday Night Raw. Like I have no interest in watching Raw tonight. But if I see something, I'll watch like a clip online or something. Let's try this.
If you see something, say something.
Let's see if this works. Apparently, we still have an echo.
Yeah. I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't know if it was coming across to the listeners, but apparently it is.
I don't know where it's coming from.
The rant.
Oh, hey.
Is that any better?
No.
It's worse?
Same.
I'm gonna leave.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, two-man show.
Yeah, the Kevin show, baby.
K&K.
That's it. That's what it is. So, yeah, let's hopefully Matt can come back in and we can figure this out.
Yeah.
But, shit's gonna happen sometimes. Happens.
Absolutely.
Is it any better?
Hey,
Yes,
look at that.
Now it is.
It's probably because I had to open 1,000 fucking things for that stupid fucking internet.
Don't get back on the roller coaster, Matt. Don't get back on it.
They put the bar right in front of him. He's in the front seat. It's like step by step. We're gonna see like them on the roller coaster with the camera like right in front of them. They're gonna be the best time around.
All right, but
Second time around.
The second time around, step by step, day by day,
Day by day.
changing up in a minute every way. The people
A fresh start over, a second hand to play. Come on, man.
You know the actual words?
Of course I do.
That's impressive. That was a very underrated show.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah.
One of the greatest lines in sitcom history is, "You took JT to the boom boom room." Fucking love that.
Was it JT the girl or was JT the youngest kid?
JT was the oldest boy.
Oh, JT, yeah, JT.
Yeah. Frank's like college friend shows up out of nowhere and takes JT to the strip club. That's fucking hilarious.
The second time around, we'll make it better. The second time. Matt, have you ever watched Step by Step?
yeah, it was part of what? TGIF.
TGIF. It was a later edition.
So I didn't see Hit Row when they came back. I was gonna say I'm just gonna fucking hard turn.
I like it.
I remember Hit Row on Step by Step episode 7, season 3.
Were the fans into them Like, did it really pop?
I actually saw this, and they loved it. And you know what? I don't think they need Swerve to be incredible. I think they still have all the charisma, all the talent, and all like the energy that you need to be a popular faction in WWE. And it didn't. I thought that I would feel different not seeing Swerve with them, but nope. I was like, it was almost like a new act. Like, you know,
nice.
It was almost like a new group coming in for the first time, because they did like one appearance on SmackDown and then they were just budget cut wise. Yep. So this felt new, it felt fresh, and I wasn't expecting to see them debut in like an actual match. Which when I saw the two enhancement guys in the ring, I was like, oh, what could this possibly? No idea that I was going to be Top Dollar and I can't remember the other dude's name, but B-Fab was there too. But when the Hit Row music played, place went nuts.
Ashante the Adonis.
Yeah, Ashante. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I think it's good. Look, if Triple H is running the show now and these are his guys, like he clearly had some kind of relationship, a connection, or he saw something with them in NXT, you know, and he goes to whomever is in charge of money or whatever. Nick Khan. It's a Khan.
It's a Kaun. Yeah.
If he goes to Nick Khan, he says, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I see for these guys. I'm going to use them. They're going to bring us more money, get us more exposure. And if I'm going to turn this into his words, a wrestling company again, like I need these people. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No. All signs so far are pointing upwards as opposed to downwards as opposed to staying the same. I feel like the trajectory is up, not down, and not even. I mean, it obviously will take time, but the trajectory so far has been, I think, and I don't think he's trying to. I don't think Triple H, and again, this is just what the fuck do I know? You know what I mean? But like, I don't think Triple H is trying to make a monumental, drastic change in how WWE is being presented. I don't think he's going to like change it to like, you know, Beyond Wrestling or, you know, like wrestle, and no entertainment value. There's going to be still that all over the show. It has to be. That's how marketing works. That's how promotions work. That's how wrestling works. Is the promotion of characters and the entertainment and the production and the entrances and all that stuff. So I don't think we're going to see a drastic. It's not going to be AEW. Like there's no way. But I think we'll see better product in the ring. I think we'll see better talent all around. And the talent, listen, they have the best. Like, they're the best talent. Like talent-wise, they have the best in the world. Yeah. Like, let's be honest. Like let's just not like kid ourselves. WWE is WWE for a reason. But now here's my question to you guys, and Matt, I'll give this to you first because they discussed this on I forget what podcast. I think it may have been either Mick Foley's or somebody's podcast. Where do you think now more independent wrestlers will have a better chance of getting a job as opposed to just college athletes that come out and do that next in line thing? So I'm wondering.
Yeah, I think so because if I think I had it in my notes and I don't know if we got to it. They did that thing during SummerSlam weekend in Nashville that
right,
and it was a fucking disaster.
Really?
Like a lot of people got hurt. Like I think that was the last time they were ever going to do it. I would dig through all my fucking notes, but
no,
I'm not doing that because
so what the I guess like the research would show that like if you're a college athlete, right, you've worked your entire life to do this, so your work ethic is 100% there. Your mindset is there. Your training ability is there. So they found that more valuable than an independent wrestler. Like you're diligent. You listen to the orders. You listen to what people tell you. You have good work ethic. So they felt that, and if you look good, that was a plus. So they felt under the old thing that was more important than being a good wrestler. Because you could be a good wrestler, but then maybe like one time you get upset about something and you're just like cause trouble.
I hated when they said that they weren't going to be looking at indie talent anymore. Right. I hated it, and I quite honestly, I'm sure they'll find some real gems in the NIL classes that they're doing, but I don't care for that either, because the indies, there's where the guys have the passion and the love of pro wrestling, and the majority of the biggest stars that we've had are stars because they have a love and a passion for what they're doing. So you take a college kid that's just coming out of, whatever university they're coming out of, and then they're kind of being bred to be this, but not having that. I mean, you can't teach the passion of pro wrestling. And you got guys out there on the indies, $50 a shot doing, 16-hour round trips that are, I mean, just walk circles around these kids. And not to say anything bad about these kids, obviously, but when they said they weren't going to be scouting indie talent anymore, that's when I almost just went, I'm fucking done. Because if you're not pulling people off the indies, you're going to lose the fucking heart of what's in the ring. And that set me off when that happened.
And I think Paul Heyman said, and I'm just paraphrasing, but I'm just quoting Paul Heyman, where he said, these athletes see wrestling as an option and not an obsession.
Right.
So like wrestlers who start training at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old and stick with it, that's their obsession. It's their goal to be there. To take that away from them, to take like the livelihood that they could potentially make for a guy who's like a D1 basketball player or like a D3 football player, to me just doesn't seem right. I mean, maybe they're in better shape. I get it. Maybe their routines are down because it's what they do every day, and that's what it takes to make it in the performance center. You literally have to work 16 hours a day and put your body to the most extreme lengths. I get it from that standpoint, but to take the opportunities away from these guys who literally want to be in this to get here, to take away their purpose is beyond like reproach to me. That's not the right way to say it. Beyond comprehension is what I meant. Beyond reproach is actually a compliment, I think.
So we got a couple. Matthew Birch in the chat says they just signed like 12 people from the Next in Line program the other week. It's definitely something they're going to continue to do,
which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Look, you know, if you could find a Brock Lesnar or a Kurt Angle or a Shelton Benjamin, once every year, you're fucking striking it. You're hitting a home run. Asian Joe said the college athletes don't have any wrestling habits, so the E could mold them into their superstars, but the in-ring quality of the product will suffer if they rely on that approach.
That's another fair point. Unless I have a lot of faith in NXT. I have a lot of faith in the Performance Center and who's there. So they might it depend. And now that, especially more so than ever, now that Vince McMahon and I don't know about Bruce Pritchard, but now that Vince McMahon is not running the show there, I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to teach them a little different way to be a WWE superstar. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna rely a little bit more on the wrestling than a little bit. Now, I'm not saying all of it. I'm saying a little bit.
Yeah, and like I'll keep on going back to that. You can't teach the love of wrestling, though. You can't teach the passion for what wrestling is. And can you get a star? Sure. But you look at like Brock Lesnar, who's fantastic, right? But it was his job. And then when he decided he wanted a different job, he left.
Yep.
And then he got a different job, and then a different job, and then when he decided he wanted to go back, he came back. Now, maybe he missed it. Maybe he does have like an actual love, but you understand what I'm saying.
I 100%.
It's a job. It's not a passion.
And he's the only example that I can honestly think of. Mm-hmm. Like, let's go back to even to like the 90s. Like Steve Mongo McMichael, right?
Mm-hmm.
May not have been the best wrestler in the world. He definitely wasn't the best wrestler in the world, but he was a pro football player, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion. Boom. Mm-hmm. Done it all. Didn't have to do anything for the rest of his life. Came to wrestling first with WWE in the corner of Lawrence Taylor for WrestleMania, and then went to WCW and fell in love with wrestling.
Right. Like
he may not have ever developed the skill to do it. Mm-hmm. And Goldberg is also another example, kind of on the same trajectory of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yep.
But Mongo came in and fell in love with it, and he was he was so overbearing with his personality that you almost didn't give a crap that he stunk in the ring. Like you didn't.
Oh no, you cared. You fucking cared.
I didn't care. Like who's he gonna hurt? Prince Iaukea? Like not. Oh,
you show some fucking respect.
That was bad. I didn't mean it like that. But like who? All he did was forearms and the forearms and shoulder tackles, and the most devastating move he did was the tombstone at the end, which is probably the most dangerous move you could probably do.
Yeah.
But you never heard anybody doing it. So and people, when they talk about the horsemen, I can think of 3 horsemen worse than Mongo McMichael. Like 3 off the top of my head.
You can name 3 that were worse?
That were worse.
Wow.
Can I guess, Kevin?
All right.
Go. Would you say Sid?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta get the bell.
That's right.
Paul Roma.
No, Paul Roma was a great horseman.
A great horseman, really.
I loved it. I thought it was a perfect fit.
I feel like he didn't have such a long run there.
Well, I mean, all right. So maybe he wasn't the best horseman while he was there, but like becoming a horseman, like, and people complaining about people becoming horsemen, I would not put Paul Roma on that list.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett would be on there. And I love Jeff Jarrett.
No way.
I know, I love Jeff Jarrett, but the run wasn't great. And he fit kind of, but the recruitment process was just weird. Like it was very bizarre.
Okay.
You're gonna be surprised with this one, especially after the biography that just aired on.
I say you're gonna go Luger.
I'm gonna go Luger.
Okay. I wouldn't fault you for that.
Yeah. So Luger, Sid, I don't think was initially on a list. I made a Facebook post about it years ago. I don't think Sid was initially on the list. Oh, Sting.
I thought Sting was going to be the guy.
Yeah, Sting, Luger, and who was the
Jeff
other one?
Jarrett?
Jeff Jarrett were probably the 3. Because Sting just made no sense.
Yeah.
No, Sting was so dumb. He always fell for. Every time he fell for it.
Dude, in 96, he fell for it. In 96 or 95. It was 95. He fell
95.
For it.
Yeah.
And he fell for it like 3 years earlier in like 90 or whatever it was. 90, 91,
yeah, he
92.
fell for it all the time. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck, Sting. Stop.
If it woos like a duck, if it woos like a duck, if it woos like a duck, it's a duck. It's a very talented duck, but it's still a duck.
Now, would you say that there's a definite cap on the potential of the people coming out of the NIL? That's going back to like the passion and love of wrestling. Do you think there's a cap on the potential? Because as much as we could say, we love a guy like Brock Lesnar, you would never say, Brock Lesnar, Ric Flair, Brock Lesnar, Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar, Triple H. You're not picking Brock Lesnar over those guys. So do you think that there's a cap on that just because of the passion that they have for professional wrestling?
Wait, you're talking about the NIL guys?
Yes.
I think that's where the ball's in their court, where they have to decide, like whether or not they want to commit to get better at this and not just rely on their athletic ability, but the psychology is the biggest point of it all. Like, can they get wrestling psychology? Can they get how to work a hold? And wrestlers probably could. Football players probably could, because you got to know where to hit somebody. You got to know where the weaknesses are. So they might be able to do that. Hockey players probably too, but I don't see any hockey players going into NIL. Like a left winger out of Minnesota Duluth,
son of Goon.
The Goon. The Goon was a great NIL prospect back in the day. But
I also think like those NIL kids, it's like a different like. It's such a like the Ric Flairs and the Shawn Michaels and like you could throw that like that era, the CM Punks and the
Bret Hart, Daniel Bryan,
that era, the Eddie Guerreros, like even like look, you can make fun of Prince IK all you want, but like I'm sure those guys were fucking traveling the road and wrestling fucking for a hot dog and a handshake for years before they got their break, right? Like these NIL guys are going in there and they're getting a contract. They don't have to fucking schlub. Maybe NXT starts doing house shows again. I know that was like a rumor, but
they have been.
But like, are you really like, you're not driving fucking 600 miles in a weekend, right? And making the towns, probably not.
Right.
So like when those guys like finally like when you get to the WWF and WCW and like you want to fucking stay there and you want to make your imprint on the business like Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair did and so many others, like these kids, like, do they get it? Like the NIL, or they just going in there and looking for a fucking paycheck. Maybe they get to be on TV. Maybe some fucking Instagram model slides in their DM and they get to fucking pound it. Whatever. Like, what's their agenda? And I think to Kevin's point, not handsome Kevin, Shining Wizards Kevin. It all matters to what they want out of it. Like what do they want to make of it?
The NIL, from what all I get is like obviously like college athletes are now able to make money off their name and stuff like that. But this to me is just like a retainer. They're on retainer. They're still like in school. Like they're not there yet. Like they're still like they're not training every day yet. So as far as I know, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're still doing what they do. They're still playing volleyball. They're still, they're still playing football. They're still playing basketball. Maybe I could be wrong. So like this is like, why wouldn't you do it? This is a fail-safe. I'm getting paid to go to school. I'm getting paid to be a potential, like, you're like, God, what you're like, they're like sperm. You're like, you're being paid to potentially be somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're being paid right now to be just sitting in the ball sack. And then eventually one day you'll be a person. Like maybe one day you're sitting in college, you're there, and then maybe one day you'll be a WWE superstar. No guarantees.
Yep, no guarantees. Yep.
No guarantees.
That's a pretty good analogy, Kev. I'll give it to you.
I didn't know where you're going at first. I was like, oh boy, here we go. Rocket ship's taking off. They're basically sperm, and then you're talking about getting paid. And I was like, oh, okay. Where's it going?
Like, when do I ever go that route? Like, when do I ever go that direction? So if I was going that direction, the mind was working. I had something. The wheels were in motion.
Gotcha.
All right, Asian Joe wants to know, but how many of those sperm get wasted in a tissue?
Well, there you go. That's the gamble you have to take.
Guess what, Asian Joe? Vince don't use tissues.
Nope.
I just use your mouth, pal.
All right. So this is where Matt.
God damn, it's going to be another 2.5.
So I was reluctant.
Money well spent.
I was reluctant to go that route just because of that. Normally it's Tony, but today was Matt.
I can't be on the main roster. I'll go lurk around in NXT 2.0. They'll call me the Gobbler.
The Gobbler Gooker.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
I just vigorously jerk off in the shadows and throw it at people as they walk by.
I'm like Spider-Man.
The vigorous jerker. Turn NXT 2.0 into my own snow globe.
I'm Spider McMahon.
Where's that brawn breaker? My sperm could hold me from a building.
It stays attached.
The elasticity. Huh?
I could team up with that Velveteen Dream and we could do some real damage around here.
We'd be called the Dream Weavers. I believe you can get me through the night. Height.
The
Dream Weaver.
I'll give you $1 if you tell me who sings Dreamweaver.
I don't. It's some weird. Dreamweaver, I believe you can get me through the night. I can see the morning light. Is it Wings? Is it Ween?
Ween. Is it like the Chandrels or one of those acts?
No, it's like this is the 80s, early 90s. I just remember Wayne's World is how I got introduced to Dreamweaver.
Dreamweaver's in the 70s.
I was gonna say there's no way it's 90s.
Oh, Wayne's World is probably why I thought that. Is it Styx?
It's not Styx. You think our guest knows?
Let's ask him.
Hey,
Izzy James, how are you?
I am sorry I'm late. My car died. I have to get a new battery, apparently.
Oh, that's
I just recently got home.
okay. Did
No
you
worries.
need time to settle in?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's up, guys?
Do you know who sings Dreamweaver?
Oh God, I don't.
He had us fooled. Like he almost kind of knew.
So you don't remember that '90s hit?
I know the song. Artist-wise, though, no clue.
It's got to be. Is it? It's not Wham. I don't know why I'm stuck on W names because Weaver. It's. Is it Kansas?
It's not Kansas. Those are good guesses.
I'm gonna ask my Alexa.
Is it Michael?
Alexa, who sings Dreamweaver?
Playing Dreamweaver for over 90 million songs on demand.
Gary Wright.
Gary Wright is correct.
Oh, I would have never gotten
I
that.
cheated.
Okay.
Now my Alexa's gonna play the Dreamweaver.
Do it. It's a great song. We might get kicked off the air, but it's a great thing.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Well, Izzy, thank you for joining us tonight. I know you have a lot going on in preparation for September 3rd, Covenant Pele Pro Wrestling, Texas bull rope match with Kaun. And I know you guys have quite the history. Is this the proverbial end of the line? Is this it? Bull rope match? One of you walks out. I don't want to say alive because I don't think anyone's going to die in the ring, and I don't want anyone to die in the ring. But you know, is this it? Are you looking to do some damage here to Mr. Kaun?
I'm looking to do some damage, and if Kaun's going to decide if this is it or not, if he can look me in the eyes and stand toe-to-toe with me and shake my hand at the end of this fight, then it will be the end of the line. But I have a feeling that the king of the jungle is going to run with his tail between his legs, as they say, and it won't be the end of the line. We might have some future grievances to take care of.
So for those of us who might not be 100% familiar with your beef with Kaun, can you go over the history that you guys have together?
So there's something we do at Pele Pro called Lone Star Strong Style, and it's about respect. It's fighting. It's two men going out there and giving their all, really knocking the crap out of each other. And sometimes you might lose some teeth, but as boys do, you shake hands, maybe you share a beer after. But at the end of the day, the first time I met Kaun, he didn't have the respect. He didn't have the gall to look me in the eyes and shake my hand and be a man. So that set a sour taste in my mouth. And then we get to the Ryan Davidson match and how he takes out Ryan Davidson. Ryan Davidson's a close friend of mine, one of my mentors, actually. And what he did to Ryan Davidson made it even worse. Then my match with Dale Springs, he decides he wants to come in and choke me with a bull rope and set the stage. Okay, you want to set the stage? That's fine. But Kaun has now bit off more than he can chew because the gutter snake is coming for his ass.
There it is.
I don't know much about snakes. What is the what's a gutter snake?
Well, for me, the gutter snake, I've had a very rough life. I've been through pretty much everything. I've been held at gunpoint, had my money stolen from me. I grew up in South Dallas, where if you know anything about Dallas, South Dallas is probably the worst place you can go. But I also grew up in Deep Ellum as a mosh pit kid, so I fought tooth and nail to keep my feet firmly planted on the ground in Texas. Not only in my real life, but in professional wrestling. And the gutter snake just means I've swam through it all. And no matter what, I always find a way to come out and come out on top.
I like that. I like the gutter snake.
Love it.
It's pretty badass. Now you got this. You got an interesting look there, Mr. James, the gutter snake, as we call you. A little tattoos, a little dark, almost like a what's his nuts? Snape from the Harry Potter.
Snape.
Yeah, did you
Snape
get
was probably my favorite character from the movie. Yeah.
I was gonna say he's got a little Damian Priest look going on too.
It's just because I'm clean shaven. I shaved off my stuff yesterday, and I'm regretting it.
Kevin also.
Yeah, me too. I usually have a full beard. I got rid of it.
Yeah, I can't grow a full beard, so I shaved what I had.
I had a
34 years
nickel.
old and I can't grow a full beard. Shoot me.
All right, so we're talking with Izzy James on the Wizards here at Izzy James _PW on the Twitter and the Instagram. All right, I'm on your Twitter, and we're gonna change gears for a second here. I see you got your tickets to see the Misfits, the original Misfits.
Yes, with Alice Cooper, of course.
Which is awesome.
Yes,
but,
I've never seen Alice Cooper, and I've always wanted to.
I don't know how I feel about this version of the Misfits.
Danzig, Jerry Only, and Doyle.
It just seems unmisfit like for them to get together. I know what they were getting for tickets when they came around here in Jersey.
Yeah.
It seems very not punk, and maybe that's me just being an old fucking curmudgeon. Because I was not dropping like $150 to go see the fucking Misfits when I was seeing them at the Birch Hill nightclub for like $25. Well, I don't know what you paid, but I don't know. It just seems it's great that they're back together. I'm just
right. I get what you're saying. I was probably like 16. My uncle took me to see the Misfits when I was 16 at a place in DFW called Dream World. It was like a dive bar. It was just like a small venue, and it wasn't even the Misfits. It was like Jerry Only with Marky Ramone and Dez from Black Flag playing guitar, and it was just like the weirdest set of the Misfits. It was just three dudes it was two dudes with Jerry Only playing Misfits song, and I believe I got punched. That was like one of my first mosh pits. I got punched right in the stomach.
That had to be like what, 15-ish years ago, something like that.
Oh yeah. It would have to be at least 2000. I was still in high school, so 2004. Okay. 2005.
I'm pretty sure I saw them on that same tour when they made the Minnesota leg of the tour.
Right.
So I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was fun.
I enjoyed it, but it was just very strange. You know what the Misfits. You know who the Misfits are in Danzig's so iconic voice, such an iconic voice to go along with it, and then you don't see that. You see, like this Misfits version of the Misfits.
Right. So I was yesterday's days old when I realized that Danzig was in the Misfits.
Really?
Yeah, and I never disliked the Misfits. I just had no clue.
Yeah,
that it was that, and Matt had to smart me up.
I didn't know right away either. Like it took me a couple of years to figure it out because I didn't know. I know Danzig, his original, his work, his solo work, and then somebody it was my early 20s before I realized, oh shit, same. Excuse my language, same freaking guy.
No,
shit is actually a good word on here. That's like the least of your worries.
Yes.
Did you get into the Michael Graves Misfits at all?
I did like some Michael Graves, and now he's all canceled and stuff, and so admittedly I do like some of the Michael Graves stuff, but I don't agree with the person.
It's all right. He's actually quite the asshole in real life. I've played with him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did not know
that is not surprising.
I did not know he was canceled, and I'm glad you said something, Kevin Rowe, because I was just going to say I prefer Michael Graves over Danzig.
Yeah. He's said and done some things that I won't repeat.
All right, I've got to look it up now. Uh-oh.
No, we should move on. We should move on, right?
Just next subject. Cut that out.
I just want to know. I didn't know. Famous Monsters is I love the album. It's a great album.
It is a good album. Like I said, just can't agree with him.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't say this stuff. Oh boy, yep.
I don't enjoy his stuff.
Would not have him over for a barbecue, but I do enjoy the Famous Monsters album. Not gonna lie.
Would definitely not serve him lemonade at the barbecue.
So you mentioned you're from the Dallas, Texas area, DFW, and we talked about it with Kyle Hessler last week, Pele Pro promoter. very strong independent scene down there. And I know you just announced that you're working. Hold on. Now my computer has AIDS. God damn it. I'm going to smash something tonight. Just beware. This weekend, Russell Rave, you're taking on Stephen Wolf.
That's correct. First time ever.
How important is the strong independent scene in Dallas? Before you came on, we were just talking about how with Triple H taking over WWE creative and stuff, they seem to have lifted that ban that they will be now. They haven't lifted it, but we're going to assume that they're going to start looking at independent talent again. And with the Dallas Fort Worth area being so strong with the independents and the talent down there, how important is for someone like you, Izzy James? Like, you're going out there every weekend, you're wrestling 2-3 times a week. You and Stephen Wolf is going to be a fucking banger. Obviously, you and Kaun September 3rd in the bull rope match. There's other areas of the country that don't have such a strong independent wrestling scene. How important is it for you down there in Dallas, Texas area?
For me, it's very important. I actually put a lot of weight on my shoulders when it comes to Texas. I've been doing this for 12 years now. I'm one of the Texas elders, if you will, at this point in my career, as some people would call me. But I'm still very much an active professional wrestler, and that's one thing that I'm very proud about, is that I'm a professional wrestler, and I came from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if anybody knows the Dallas-Fort Worth legacy with the Von Erichs, the Sportatorium, and beyond, you know that professional wrestling is like sacred here, especially in Dallas and Fort Worth as well. But Houston and Austin and San Antonio, El Paso, you can't deny those areas as well, because Texas is so big. There's so many cities with so many promotions. There's so many professional wrestlers down here that have not been picked up yet, that are TV ready and been TV ready for years. Myself, Brian Davidson, Brian Keith. There's so many other guys. Chandler Hopkins. The list goes on and on. I was lucky enough to see the back end of the Sportatorium days. My mom took me when I was an infant, a little child, took me to go see the WCCW or Global Force or Global Wrestling. I forget what it was called. GWF. GWF. And I got to see Jeff Jarrett. I got to see X-Pac before he was with WWF. I live and breathe professional wrestling. So for me, right now, this big shift that's going on with WWE is very important to me. If there's ever been a time where I'm ready, it's now.
So you mentioned being able to go to the Sportatorium, and you kind of answered the question that I'm about to ask. Were you able to see a whole lot of like, is there a go-to match that you would go back and watch from, like, maybe like World Class or like any of those like awesome promotions? Any favorite wrestlers that you had growing up in that, just because they were in your backyard?
Jeff Jarrett, 100% Jeff Jarrett. That was, I consider it my first memory of life, and it's like I'm an infant and I'm walking over this like hump to walk into the Sportatorium, and there's lights going. I can see the smoke in the lights. I can smell the cotton candy. I can smell the popcorn. And in the ring is Jeff Jarrett cutting a promo. That's like the first professional wrestler I've ever seen live that I can remember. And for me, it's Jeff Jarrett from those days. I was lucky enough to actually train with him at Hybrid Wrestling School in San Antonio under Chris Marvel. That was a couple of years ago, maybe like 3-4 years ago. But I also did a TNA tryout within my first year of professional wrestling. Did a TNA gut check, and Jeff Jarrett was there. So that was one of those moments where this was like full circle. So I've had some really cool experiences to go along with not only that being my first wrestler ever seen. So that's very rewarding.
Yeah, Jeff's a great guy. We've had him on the show before. What's your favorite version of Jeff Jarrett?
I want to say Slapnuts Jeff from late WCW years. He was pretty great. The moment where he smacks the guitar across Beetlejuice's head always cracks me up. Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
Do you know all the words to "With My Baby Tonight"?
I do not know all the words with My Baby Tonight. I actually recently watched that program where he was doing the thing with Road Dogg. I want to say about 2 months ago, I was watching some old WWF In Your House, and they go on there, and he's lip syncing his heart out.
It's the best.
Yes.
The song,
Love you, Jeff.
The song slaps. I love it.
Oh yes, absolutely. And as a person who doesn't like country music, that's one that I will turn on.
That's it. I'll walk around all day singing "With My Baby Tonight."
Spend my days working hard on the go, but the hands on the clock are spinning too slow. I can't wait to be alone with my baby tonight.
Listen to Road Dogg over there.
I am the Road Dogg.
We'll talk with Izzy James at Izzy James _PW on Twitter and Instagram. He also has a Pro Wrestling Tees store, ProWrestlingTees.com/UnholyDiver27. He's looking to buy a sick razor bike.
Oh yeah,
jump on that.
It's dope.
Jump on that Pro Wrestling Tees. And
I live 10 minutes from work. That would save me so much in gas.
Nice.
Is this Unholy Diver a Dio tribute here?
Yes, I'm a huge Dio fan. Metalhead, punk rock kid, all the way.
Beautiful. And I know this is a wrestling podcast. I know we're supposed to be talking about wrestling, but we like to dive deep. I like to know more about the guy behind the character. Would you pay to see the Dio hologram concert?
No. It's not Dio.
Yeah, I think it's a little weird. I think the idea is fantastic, but it's weird.
Yeah. No. If it was like the Gorillas, where that's kind of like a thing, where you see the cartoon art, the characters, that would be one thing where I'd go and see that. But Dio, it's just, I know he's, rest in peace, but it's just not the same. It's like going and seeing Kiss, but a Kiss cover band.
I mean, that's essentially what Kiss is right now.
Well, I mean, they're just a Vegas act now, right? Yeah. I'm a huge Kiss fan. I've seen them 12 times. So for me, going and seeing Kiss in Vegas is not going to happen.
You want to hear something wild? I discovered Kiss in like the worst possible time of their like existence when they ditched the face paint.
Oh, late 80s.
Yeah, 80s, early 90s, and like God Gave Rock and Roll to You. And,
yeah.
So like that's when I discovered Kiss, and it was like that's not who these guys like. Then I rediscovered Kiss. I'm like, wait a second, this can't be the same people.
I actually discovered them quite around the same time, but my parents were giant Kiss fans from when they were kids. So when I was 7, I saw Kiss twice in 1 year, once in San Antonio and then once in Dallas.
That's so wild.
And then from there, like I just saw them every year after that. Every time they came through, I was there.
Now, how many different iterations of the band have you seen then? Have you seen all the different iterations of Kiss?
No, I wouldn't say I've seen all of them. I've seen the original 4. I was lucky to see the original 4, and then I saw them with Bruce Kulick, and then I seen them with their current lineup, which is Gene, Paul, Tommy Thayer, and Eric Singer. Yeah, I've seen them from '96 and beyond. I've seen everything they've done.
So when I first discovered Kiss, I thought Gene Simmons was like the main guy, like the guy, like he was the John Lennon. But apparently Paul Stanley sang more songs than Gene. Is that right?
I would say they're a duo. Paul is, I would consider, the lead singer. Probably sings lead on more songs than Gene does, but Gene's also got a number of tracks that he does himself, but his voice is so different. It depends.
Yeah, it's like Lennon and McCartney for the Beatles, I guess.
Yeah, and then they had Ace Frehley sing a few songs, and Peter Criss sang. Like everybody in the band sang except for Tommy and I think Bruce Kulick. But everybody else pretty much sang. If you were a drummer or Gene or Paul, you were singing.
Hey, my first introduction to Kiss was Unplugged '96.
Yes.
My
I had
fuck,
that
it's one of
album.
my favorite albums. I listen to it all the time on Spotify.
Yes, I had that album.
Gene goes, Bruce Kulick.
And then he hits that so like, bow, bow, bow.
Fucking great. It's a fucking
Welcome
great
to the
album.
wrestling podcast, everyone. I'm Izzy James. Today we're talking about Kiss.
Well,
Listen, we've been doing this for 11 years, and I'm going to say 30% of it has been about wrestling.
Yes, there we go.
I mean, if you really want to talk about where you trained and all the usual boring questions, I'm sure you could ask. We could go down that route.
Everybody always asks the same questions. Who trains you? Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I see Rogue has a ton of figures behind him.
That's just one wall of the office here.
Just
There's four others that are covered.
Kevin up there has his own set too.
Yeah,
Jealous of y'all's rooms.
Oh, don't.
I'm in a
recently moved
basement,
into
so don't
this
be.
place,
I'm in a
we haven't-
basement, so don't be too jealous.
Oh, we just moved into what we're calling our last apartment, and we haven't got the room set up yet.
So are you collect?
I have some, but my wife also has like Sailor Moon figures that she's collected, and different like figurines and posters and stuff. Yeah.
Now, is your collection just wrestling, or you do the metal or the horror?
I have a Kiss collection of dolls. I have all four of a set that, like, when you put them all together, it makes this really cool stage thing.
Oh, the McFarlane one?
Yeah, I think it's that one. And then I have I have a Gene doll. It's like one of the 12-inch dolls from back in the day. I recently went to the Gene Simmons Museum in Vegas about 2 months, maybe a month ago. I can't remember last time. It was 4th of July. Yeah, so a month ago. I just saw the Gene Simmons Kiss Museum at one of the hotel or casinos. It was amazing. It was so cool. They let me put on some of the Gene Simmons boots. It was so cool. They won't let you stand on them because they're just, you'll fall over. But
All right,
you can put them on and like lay your legs on the table and take photos. It's cool.
So last one from me. What were your thoughts? You mentioned that you like Jeff Jarrett slap nuts from late '99. What were your thoughts on the Kiss Demon?
I have a special place in my heart for the Kiss Demon, I'll be honest, but very lackluster as far as a wrestler goes.
Let me follow up. Do you remember who the Kiss Demon originally was, and obviously who it became?
Wasn't it the Undertaker?
No, close.
No.
Close. They were in the same stable in WWF.
The biker gang.
Yeah,
right?
they were, and the leader of the biker gang was the first ever Demon.
Okay, yeah.
Crush, Brian Adams.
Was it Crush?
Yeah, it was Crush.
Yes, okay, it's Crush.
And then they switched to Dale Torborg.
Yeah, the guy who's doing it now, right?
Yeah, who's still doing it now, like everywhere.
He just returned to Impact after 20 years of
Impact. I
being
think maybe even MLW. I think too. I don't even know.
Hey, I'll work the Kiss Demon. Hell yeah, any day.
Dude, that sign me up for that.
Either let me work him or let me tag with
him.
Me and the Kiss Demon versus. I really want to work Enzo Amore, and Kyle Hessler needs to make that happen.
Oh,
I'd like to see that. I think that'd be a good match.
Yeah, me and the Kiss Demon versus Big Kaz and Enzo.
That's
hey, that's gonna put some butts in seats right there. Kyle, you better be listening. I know I'm an hour late, but you better be listening.
Hey, better late than never.
Dude,
hey,
so I'm happy.
Yeah, I got to get my car fixed, but other than that, I'm just glad I made it.
Well, if you want to help out Izzy James, ProWrestlingTees.com/UnholyDiver27, he can get his car fixed, or he can get his Razor Rambler 16 electric bike. And
that is only $630, people.
And you get an awesome T-shirt. You get to support Izzy James.
I'll send you a shirt. I'll send you a care package. I'll send you a shirt, a photo, stickers. I have guitar picks. I have buttons. I have merchandise. So send me that. So send some money to my PayPal at bookisaiahjames@gmail.com.
Yeah, you got to help out the gutter snake people. Let's go.
Let's do it.
So I wanted to ask one question, if I could. And I was just recently kind of boning up on you and your skills in the ring, and really kind of did a deep dive. And your offense right, is something that I really, really came to love. And it reminded me, and this is going to be, it's probably a reach to a lot of people, but early Diamond Dallas Page, where
Thank you.
his offense always kind of kept you guessing, but it always came back together. Now, while watching this, I wrote down while I was taking notes watching you, it's you're always keeping me guessing, but it's so smooth, right? So it's you know what I mean, it's a disconnected kind of a smooth offense, and I absolutely love it. That style, how did you, like, what built you up to that style? Is that just you just throwing shit out there and it's flowing together? Like, I loved it. So that was the one question I was like, man, I gotta ask him about this.
I think you're kind of right on the latter part. I threw shit to the wall and hopefully it stuck. And I was able to train with or do a seminar with Mike Quackenbush, the guy that runs Chikara and all that, and very, very knowledgeable guy. And he kind of drilled it into me. If you're trying something new, try it 5 different times in front of 5 different audiences, and if it works, then you have something that's pretty good. If it doesn't, then you know to throw that crap out. But it's one part that, 2 parts of seeing what everyone else is doing and wanting to do something completely different, and making sure that my move set is unique to my style and how I do things. And I know that when I go to a seminar, my 3 best things that I do, no one else is doing them, because 2 of them I made up myself.
I love it, man. Like, just like I said, going through watching matches that I could find of you posted and just watch it, like it really gripped me. And I was going, yes, I want to see more of you after, you know, taking that deep dive. And that's not something that you can say for everybody out there on the scene right now. Yeah, it was such a unique, smooth style. I fell in love with it, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Beauty. Look at that. We just had a moment.
I enjoyed that. That's why Kevin Rogue is here, sitting in, because Tony's not doing deep dives, right? Kevin Rogue is just sitting in for third mic. We might have just taken Tony's spot.
Might have.
That's a great question.
Izzy, you had an opportunity to do AEW Dark Elevation with Chandler and Cameron Cole. What was that whole experience like for you? Because I know you said you did Impact, and I know you did some WWE extra work too. What was the AEW experience like for you?
So, like you said, I've done Impact, I've been on WWE, and there's nothing like working for WWE. It's a major production, but working for AEW is the closest thing. I would say it is right up there as far as being a well-oiled machine, well put together. I got to work with Billy Gunn and his kids and Arn Anderson's son, and it was really cool to one, I've shared the locker room with Billy Gunn before, and I've done a seminar with him before, and so he remembered me from those times, and trusted me, and knew that working with me and working with Chandler and working with Cam, we were all solid, because at least 2 of us come from Booker School, and Chandler is obviously just, you know, his work speaks for itself. So working with Billy, you know, you'd only have 5 minutes of maybe getting some TV time, and he was nice enough to let me chop him a few times. So thank you, Billy. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's my 1 match on AEW, and then I got thrown through a paper screen by Keith Lee as when I was playing Ricky Starks' barber. So that was my other claim to fame, I guess, on AEW. But yeah, it's fun. I love being at AEW. I reach out to them every now and then to hopefully do it again sometime.
Now you mentioned Chandler, and obviously we're here talking Pele Pro Wrestling, September 3rd.
That's right.
In a perfect world, he gets by Mysterious Q, you get by Kaun. You have your sights set on the Pele Pro Championship.
You know, gold is always in my sights. I'm a hungry individual, and I would definitely love to put that Pele Pro gold around my waist. I've got belts hanging in my closet. I've got more room to put them on. I got more hangers, and I need more gold. So Pele Pro, if you can make that happen, me versus Chandler Hopkins, that's money. the Gutter Snake versus the Young Gun. I don't see anything better.
I don't think so either. And for those who can't attend, I know, and I have to find it. God damn it, Matt. Izzy, I am sorry. I am a little hungover. I had a big barbecue yesterday. I'm not a young man like I used to be. So I'm definitely feeling the effects of this. For those who can't be down in Arlington, Texas on September 3rd, you can get the show on the Wrestling Network title match. Network.com. What can they expect when Izzy James, the Gutter Snake, gets in there with Kaun, Texas bull rope match?
You're going to get Lone Star strong style, 100%. You're going to get a real fight. You're not going to get a bunch of flips. You're not going to get a bunch of this and that and flipping all over the place. Sorry, that's for Fuego. He can do all that. What you're going to get when Kaun and Izzy James face to face, it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm guaranteeing that because I'm going to make sure that Kaun, the king of the jungle, pays for everything he said and done and is going to do. He won't forget the bite the Gutter Snake leaves on his skin.
Ooh. Love it. I felt that.
I love it. I love it. Your girlfriend tells you to bite her. Where are you biting her?
Jesus.
That's a different interview, sir.
I don't know. I don't do the biting, so I don't know.
That's a different interview.
Do you let Matt pay you $3.99 a minute to listen?
Yes, it's behind the paywall. Let's do it.
Izzy James is on Only Sins.
Well done, sir.
I have to ask. I always ask all the wrestlers. It doesn't have to be necessarily in the ring, but I always ask, when was the last time you shit your pants?
Oh God! Yeah,
it was
does
in the
do
ring.
this.
Was in the ring. Now look, I'm just gonna let you know is the greatest shit your pants story is Ethan Page. He told it on the podcast. He was a door-to-door salesman and he shit his pants and he clogged up the lady's house. You don't have to beat it, but I'm just letting you know where the bar is set.
Okay, I don't think I can beat that one, but it was 2 WrestleMania weekends ago, so 2021. And it was in Florida, I think Tampa.
Yep.
I was wrestling a fatal 4-way against Fuego del Sol, Myron Reed, and I forget the other person. Max Heights, yes. And it may have been a 6-man. I can't remember.
No, it was a 4-way. You were right.
It was a 4-way. Okay. So yeah, Max Heights. Anyways, in the ending of the match, I'm pinning, I believe it's Myron Reed. And Fuego del Sol decides to swanton on top of me and break up the pin, which does happen and also hurts a lot. And I farted when it happened. I won't deny that. And at least I thought it was a fart. I get to the back and I am changing in front of everybody. And just the most embarrassing thing you can think of is... Yeah,
That's
Fuego brought the swanton and you dropped the bomb.
He brought the swanton. I dropped that bomb, and I had to make a beeline for the restroom to finish changing. But that was the last time that ever happened, and it's the only time I've ever told that story. So you're welcome.
I mean, it's a different animal here on the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast. See, I was going to ask, what do you do in that situation? I think it's even worse if you didn't know.
I didn't, and luckily it was the ending of the match.
Oh, yeah.
I've been in the ring with a gentleman who he was a larger gentleman, and it was the sunset flip where he doesn't go down and he jumps to sit on me, and I moved, right? And when I moved, thank goodness I moved because everything came out of him.
Can I take a guess on who this gentleman was?
He hit and went squish and splish at the same time.
It wasn't our dear good close personal. It wasn't our dear good close personal friend Falaba, was it?
No, it wasn't Falaba. It was I won't say his name.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, but he was one of my original trainers. He was wearing yellow tights when it happened. So you can imagine the visual, I'm sure.
So look, you always hear like someone gets hurt and they finish, like, what's the protocol for that? How do you just go home right there? If there's fucking shit in the ring, what do you do? I'll be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Powder.
That for me, that's a go home at the moment type thing. Like, especially if they're going and I think there was a video of a guy throwing up all over the ring, like that was circling the internet like a month or so ago, and that stuff, I was like, "Yep, nope, I'm out."
Yeah,
the show must not go on when that is happening. That needs to be cleaned up ASAP. Biohazard.
that's right.
9,000.
You can keep your handshake and your hot dog. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, you can keep your handshake, your hot dog. Give me my 150. Give me my 200. Give me my 3. Whatever it is we worked upon. You got to give me that. You got to give me that cash, and you got to give it to me now.
Boom.
Well, Izzy, this has been an absolute pleasure. Again, Izzy James _PW on Twitter and Instagram. Get a t-shirt, prowrestlingtees.com/unholydiver27. Book Isaiah James is the PayPal.
Book Isaiah James at gmail.com for my PayPal. Send me some money so I can get that rad scooter.
Yeah, you got a couple extra shekels. You want to support Mr. James? Of course, a t-shirt is a great way to go that route, but you can also PayPal him a couple ducats, help him get his car fixed, or get that Razor Rambler. And, of course, buy a ticket September 3rd, Covenant at the Grace Preparatory. Oh, my God. The Grace Prep Academy, 3300 Interstate 20, West Arlington, Texas. Stack show. Izzy James and Kaun in the bull rope match. Chandler Hopkins defends the Pele Pro Championship against Mysterious Q, Fuego del Sol, Marco Stunt, Alex Kane, Mike Bennett, and more will all be in attendance. And, of course, I mentioned it before, Wrestle Rave this Saturday against Stephen Wolf. So if you're in the DFW area, definitely check out some Izzy James. And again, titlematchnetwork.com is the website. If you can't be in Texas, it's a monthly streaming service. It's a great way to see more Izzy James. Izzy, it's been an absolute pleasure. Anything you want to leave the fans with before we let you go?
Man, you did all my plugging for me. Just follow me on the Instagram, on Twitter, Izzy James _PW. I don't have a Facebook. Screw Facebook. But you can follow me there. You can also go onto my YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube. See more matches, not just on Title Match, but on my YouTube as well. You can see my promos that I push out, a whole 9 yards. Follow all those. Go to one of my pro wrestling tees and buy a shirt. I got like 6 designs, plenty of stuff you can buy.
All right, and the YouTube is Izzy James. I just subscribed.
Yeah.
So did I.
Izzy, thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure. Good luck on September 3rd. And we look forward to possibly having. We'd love to have you back on in the future.
Please have me on. And hopefully by then my car will be fixed and there will be no problems.
There's no problem. We're easy. There was no problems at all.
Maybe I'll have the moped by then.
Yes, and maybe more pants shitting stories.
Yes.
No.
If you look, would you take one more pants shitting if it meant you got to be the Pele Pro champion?
Maybe.
You don't know. It doesn't have to be like
maybe.
A full shit. It could be a shark.
There are some stipulations here.
And it doesn't have to be in the ring. You could be like at the Target. You could be like in the mosh pit, whatever.
I'd rather do it at Target.
Right?
Easier to get to the bathroom.
Yeah, it happened to me once at a Target, and I just threw my underwear out, and they were like, "Why don't you buy some more underwear?" And I'm like,
"It happened to me at Target once too, but I was 3." So,
I was. It was also, ironically enough, after a night of drinking many Jack and Coca-Colas.
When you were 3?
No, not when I was 3.
Story
just the time. Okay, I get. Yeah.
There's a theme.
Mixing stories.
I shit my pants quite often. Not.
All right, Matt.
Well, you have to give context. There's a reason why I ask every single guest when was the last time they shit their pants. It's because I have shit my pants in the past, and it's something we talk about on the show.
It's true.
How you get to know a guy.
I have no secrets.
There you go.
Do you shake? Is your handshake strong? Do you shit well?
When I shit, yes, I'm good. I just have to get it. The last time I shit my pants, Izzy, literally inches from the bowl. Inches. I was in front of the toilet bowl. I'm a fucking professional. You could be a professional wrestler. I'm a professional pants shitter.
I actually have a story that matches that.
Save it for next time.
No, I'm not gonna use it happens. People shit their pants in front of
I
the
was
TV.
in football, middle school. I had diarrhea, and I didn't make it all the way.
4th and long.
4th and oh my god. 4th and not so long.
That's what we call the quarterback sneak.
This was an absolute pleasure.
I tried to sneak my underwear out. Yeah.
Oh, please. Throw it out. Throw it in the garbage.
Yes.
Or the
All right,
porta.
brother.
Yeah.
Izzy,
Anyways,
this was an
thank you
absolute
guys.
pleasure. Thank you so much. We had a blast. We'll talk again, and we'll have you back in the future.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Car,
Had fun.
Izzy. Thank you.
Later.
Buddy.
Good times.
You know, I really love when it derails to pan shitting. That's just. I mean, there's a certain love there.
So here's the thing. It usually like resolves itself on its own volition, like after one question or two questions. Matt was like and this is, I mean this with all due respect. This was like the diarrhea of shit pantsing, like shit your pants questions, like topics. It just kept going and never stopped. Like, this was
No, and Matt asked that pretty much every guest, and part of me thinks that it's because he wants to tell his pants shitting story. I think that's part of it.
I feel like he keeps it as like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Like, hey, did you do this? I did.
Look, people have expectations, right? So A, I have to ask the question, and B, I'm not trying to throw them under the bus and embarrass them. It's just something I have to ask. And look, again, Kevin Rogue coming in with great question, great question, right?
Oh,
Kevin
thank you.
Grifo, Shining Wizards Kevin, coming in with great questions, right? But man, we don't do a normal interview here, and I think that's fun for the guests and us. Where did you train? How long have you been in wrestling? That's fucking boring, guys. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to hear that. Not you guys. I'm not saying sorry to, but the listener. Like, let's tell me about the time you shit your pants. Tell me how you feel about the Misfits. Let's find out more about Izzy James. I don't give a shit that you went. I mean, I don't want to sound rude, but like, great, you trained at Booker T, and that's great. But like, you probably get asked that a million times.
We didn't bring that up once, which I thought was great. And like, my most enjoyable part about this was the whole Misfits Kiss stuff, because like I'm not a metal guy. Like I enjoy certain things. I'm not a Kiss mark. Like I didn't know. I literally yesterday I found out that Danzig was in the Misfits.
That blows me away. It shocks me that you found that out yesterday.
It's weird because I knew about the Misfits, but it wasn't until like this is gonna sound terrible. It wasn't until like WCW till like I knew what they looked like.
Wow.
Like, and it wasn't even. I guess it wasn't even the real guys. I guess it wasn't even the real band, right? Jerry Only was there.
Jerry Only,
yeah.
And I think Michael Graves was there too.
Yeah, but Jerry Only actually wrestled.
Yes.
Yeah, a bunch. So I loved it.
Hey, whatever works, man.
Nah, it was good, man. That was a good time. I enjoyed that interview.
If wrestling introduced you to the Misfits, that's not a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I mean, I couldn't tell you one song that they ever sang, or they ever did, but I have a more profound appreciation for what they did for the culture than ever before, because there wasn't a lot of people like them.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Well, look, I'm sure you guys got to take a piss. You got to get a soda pop, a beer, whatever you need to do. So let's take a break. I'm going to do the Patreon plugs and whatever. So Kevin, I know you, excuse me, handsome Kevin, I know you were worried about if you had to go pee.
That's exactly how I put it too. I said, Matt, what if I have to go pee? What do I do?
Let me tell you, dude, as much as you want, I work the food truck and we do a farmer's market, and there's always somebody that plays music. And one time a dude was like, excuse me, can you tell me where the pee room is? And I was like, what the fuck, dude? What is, look, Kevin got up, dude, what is going on in his basement?
You said take pee. You mean you have to take a tinkle?
I was like, bro, it's over here. Don't talk to me and don't go near those kids over there, you fucking ghoul.
All right. I got to go take a piss.
All right, go take a piss. I'm going to get these Patreon plugs out of the way. If you're enjoying the podcast, you're enjoying the guests, you're enjoying, of course, third Mike, Kevin Rogue. I'm going to put Kevin Rogue over. I know he's still there. I can see him, but he's going to get up and take a leak. At Year of Pod is one of Kevin's podcasts. He's doing WCW 1996 right now. It's a great listen, great great commentary, funny stuff. So please check out Kevin Rogue at Year of Pod. JJ Rogue Means on the Twitter machine, and he also does podcast Too Old for This Shit. It's like a wrestling figure podcast. TOT S Pod on the Twitter machine. So follow him in all his ventures. He does great stuff. He's also an independent wrestler out there in Minnesota doing stuff. Obviously, you heard that when you listen to the beginning of the show. So if you enjoy the podcast, and I am rambling because I am a maniac today, you can check us out over at our Patreon, patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. $1 a month gets you a mention every week on this podcast. $3 a month gets you our bonus content. And then $5 a month, we will plug your social media. $10 a month, you are entered into the monthly raffle to be a part of the show. You get to pick a Wizards Rewind and sit in and doing with us. You get to be a part of an interview. If there's a guest you want to sit in and be a part of their interview, you can be a participant in Can You Beat That if you choose. Every month we will pick a winner, $10 and above, and that person gets to decide the fate of the Wizards. So in September, Ryan Sullivan will be doing either a watch along, a Wizards Rewind, or sitting in on an interview. So we're still putting together the list of guests for September. So soon we'll find out what Ryan Sullivan's fate is. At this time, we're going to thank those that support us on the Wizards Podcast. Kathy Hummer, the queen of the Shining Wizards. Manny Kratzo, the king of the Shining Wizards. Danny Rusinello, at Not Danny Russ on the Twitter machine. Anthony Rusinello. Sean Toe. Sean Calejo. Kate, the Great Hensler, who will be challenging Christian Rocco September 12th for the Can You Beat That Championship. At Miss Kate Fabe on the Twitter machine. Matt Garifo, no relationship to the K. JG at Whodat Matt 81. He's a Saints fan, so if you hate the Saints, be sure to tweet at him. Matt Mellinger, Christine Friesendorf, Mark Parloni, Jake Kopp, Big Cop Pump, Thomas Kops, the Mott Spock, at High Five Tom on the Twitter machine, marking out Ring of Honor Revelry podcast. Tom is doing great stuff over there, so check it out. Michael Hammond, Matthew Birch, the True Prince of Pro, Braden Bergen at Enfuego30, our number one fan from Iowa. Brendan Haney, you know him from the Can You Beat That Challenge a couple weeks ago. Ryan Schlong, or Ryan Sullivan, I just mentioned him at the Mark Order Podcast. Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock, directly after Dynamite. Be sure to tune in. Ryan, Kate, Anthony, and sometimes myself. We do a great job. Asian Joe, David Henry Bauer III, his pal Antonio Horseman, makes experimental music at Harvestman Records, 856.bandcamp.com/music. Mike Peterson, at LOL Mike Peterson on the Twitter machine. Rob Humphrey, I Dunk Biscuits. The Daily Smart, thedailysmart.com, at the Daily Smart on the Twitter machine to help you find the latest wrestling news along with up-to-the-minute daily podcasts. Don't forget, we deliver YouTube videos to keep you in the loop. Tonight's third Mike, Kevin Rogue, at Year of Pod, at JJ Rogue Means, at TOTS Pod. He is a man who wears many caps. Definitely check out the Year of Pod. They're doing WCW 96 again. I'll put him over till I'm blue in the face. It is great commentary. It is funny. They do a great job, him and Duke. And then the Too Old for This Shit podcast is like a wrestling figure podcast. They do an excellent job. I got my package. I'm going to bring, let's bring the boys back in for this so we can talk about this. I got my package the other day in the mail because I asked you why you were such a chicken shit. Can you beat that champion? And you guys decided to send me a little package, and I was very happy with it. I got a nice GameStop exclusive Razor Ramon Funko Pop, and I got Stroke Bret Hart from like the last WrestleMania he was in. Dude, it's not a great figure. Kevin's making a face over there.
All right, so Kevin, it's no secret that you and me have, when it comes to Can You Beat That, a little bit of a strenuous relationship. Is that a fair thing?
Well, I would say that you definitely tax the relationship when it comes to Can You Beat That? Not from me, man. I feel great about myself, but I think that you definitely you put a little stress on the relationship.
So you and me go back and forth constantly, jabs here and there. Matt calls you a piece of shit once, and he gets a care package.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to know where we are. That's all.
I was participating. They put something out on the Twitter machine.
Oh, it was a okay. I didn't know that. That's fair.
So what it was is we just sent it out there. We were doing I think it was our 1 year anniversary episode, and we just said, hey, you want to ask us a question? We'd just like to take an episode just to interact with people, essentially. And Matt threw the question at me, asked me why I was such a coward chicken shit champion.
And he gets a prize.
And Al, the co-host of the show, absolutely loved that because Al loves kicking me in the sack. So as soon as we picked 3, and Matt was definitely one of the top ones. We had a good laugh over it.
All right, so he earned it. I think I retract.
Absolutely.
I retract.
Yeah, so it was all in good fun. So I appreciate that. So TOTS Pod is the other show that Kevin's doing, and of course, last but not least, at W. Mercier Jr., Mr. William Mercier Jr.
Lives are going to be in William Mercier's hands. You know what I mean?
Kevin, I know what you mean. And look, I just want to clarify something.
Okay.
Because we had a little conversation before you went to break. So I always reach out to the guests as soon as we're done. Izzy James, thank you guys. That was by far one of the most fun interviews. Boom!
Dude, ring the bell.
But my wife also had a point today because I was reaching out to a bunch of people that came to the barbecue, right? So I was like, did you have a good time? Thank you for coming, whatever. And I didn't get everybody. So, Kevin, I didn't slight you.
You know what? I'm glad that you brought that up because I meant to text you about how much fun I had yesterday.
I didn't get to everybody. It's been a slog of a day.
Yeah.
But my wife said, well, no one would tell you they had a bad time.
I would.
That's what I said. I said, I hope someone would.
I feel like I would too.
I know how to adjust it for next time.
But if I had a bad time, it would have nothing to do with you, probably. Like it would probably be some like weird, awkward situation that I created on my own.
Unless you shit your pants.
Yeah, came close.
Yeah.
And look, I don't have this perfect try. I've been known to have a couple too many drinks, and I could become a fucking prick. So, but I wasn't yesterday. It was a marathon. I paced myself.
You were good. Everyone was good. It was great, except for Kate. Kate came late.
At least she came.
Kate the late. Kate. Oh God.
What?
Nothing. I thought. Okay. Nothing.
That was way too easy of a softball, Matt. Nobody's hitting that one out of the park, man.
Yeah.
Talk about low hanging fruit, man.
I thought that was on purpose.
It wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't. At least she showed up.
Yeah, it was good. Good to see her. I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah. So
we'll see her. Can you beat that?
Right. So like Izzy James could have said like that was terrible, but he didn't. But would he have?
I mean, what does he have to lose? Like, why? Like, if he felt it wasn't great, then he would have said, you probably would have said something. But
and like, I would appreciate that.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, we're not in here for flowers every day, man. If you don't like the show, like tell us what we could do better. Feedback is king, man. Let us know.
I could say that as far as Izzy James and his work goes, man, I had such a good time just kind of deep diving and watching his stuff. It really, really entertaining work. Like I say, I'm a fan for life of his. I just really appreciate what he does in the ring.
I might follow your lead and deep dive on him. But like Matt said, Matt was busy all weekend. I was busy all weekend. So I wanted to, and I will watch because a guy like that cool. And with that good of a look and that like persona, and to take his time, even though he was late, which is whatever, shit happens, everything happens. The fact that he still came on and we spent half hour, 40 minutes with him, like that was. I got time for that guy all day. Yeah,
one of the things I really love too is like he's got subtle moves in the ring. And like the facials and like just I'm a fan, man. I really enjoyed everything that I watched of his. There was nothing that I watched where I went, right, I've had enough. The more I watched, the more I wanted to watch.
You know what's so tough about doing this? And there's really nothing tough about it. I mean, it's way more tougher for Matt and Tony than it is for me. But having guests every week, you want to follow up with everybody, and you want to like be like best friends with like everyone that has been on the show, and it's just impossible to do because you have a guest every week, and one's from Texas, one's in California, one's in New York, one's in Florida, one's in Ohio, one's in freaking Miko Maestro land. like you want to like follow up with all these guys and like be friends with them like to like forever because they did us a favor by coming on our show.
Yep.
Like, and of course we're doing them a favor by, even if it's 200, 300, 400, 1,000, 10,000, whatever, we're introducing someone that might not. Texas, New Jersey, big difference. So we're introducing maybe people from Jersey and Austria to someone who wrestles in Texas. And I think that's just so awesome. And it's something that I really do take pride in every freaking day, that we're doing at least something to try to get this promotion, this person's name out there to people that may not know it.
Yeah. And I think that, I mean, right now I'm a perfect example of that. I'm in Minnesota, which is as far north as you can get away from Texas. And while I was familiar with the name, I never took the deep dive, but being able to connect to take the deep dive and very great. I mean, it's wonderful.
And I'll never put on a front like I know everything about this guy. If I don't know, like if this is the first time I'm seeing your face, this is the first time that I'm meeting you, I'm not going to pretend like I know what you've done and where you've been. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy to learn.
Yeah,
I'm happy to learn about like what you've done and what your career has been and what it's meant to you. And now everyone that's listening is learning along with me. I think there's a subtle charm to that where Matt may have done some research. You did some research. Me, I'm going in blind with this guy, and I'm going to be like, for those who don't know about your beef with Kaun, tell us.
Yeah. Yep.
So great time, Matt. Great pull.
Well, thanks to Kyle and the crew over there at Pele Pro. Their champion Chandler Hopkins joins us next week, so that should be a fun listen.
And is he not? Chandler Hopkins is injured, is he not? He went down with an injury.
Did he?
Yeah, arm, collarbone, something like that. Because he was supposed to work at First Wrestling here in Minnesota over the weekend, and I'm pretty sure that he had to pull out due to injury.
That's not good.
Happened to me a couple times.
I have not heard otherwise yet, so I guess we'll find out next week.
Beauty. I'm excited, man. Matt, what you got for us, baby?
You guys quaked at the lake?
I did quake at the lake. I queefed at the beach.
Oh man, quiver of the liver.
Story of my life.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to go through every single match, but as a whole, what did you guys think of the Wednesday night Quake at the Lake?
Can I
go for it? That's all. This is all you because my memory sucks. And
so
were you at the show?
No, I wasn't. I wanted to go, but this week was just it was one of those busy weeks with everything else. But knew a lot of people that went. A surprising amount of empty seats. They did a great job of covering that up. But I don't know what the actual attendance ended up being, but I was surprised because they usually do really well when they come here. The one thing that just bugged the hell out of me about this was the big buildup. Like Tony keeps on doing this. Don't miss this one. It's going to be huge. It's going to, I forget the exact quote that he used going into this one, but he was like, this is one that you're never going to, you never forgive yourself if you miss it. And quite honestly, I could have missed it and been just fine. It wasn't a bad show at all. It wasn't a bad show. It drives me nuts that they do pay-per-view caliber matches on TV. That just drives me absolutely nuts. But it wasn't a show that I would have regretted missing. And like I said, that's not to say it was a bad show because I don't think it was a bad show. It just wasn't don't miss this. This is going to be you're going to hate yourself for missing this kind of a show. I don't feel like if I missed it, I would have been missing an awful lot.
But isn't that his job?
Yeah.
Isn't that exactly what Dixie Carter did all the fucking time?
Yeah.
Not every show can be a show you can't miss. And I understand that's what he wants the concept to be. But when you throw that shit out there, there's gotta be something special about that show. And there was nothing that jumped out at me of being overly special about the show on Wednesday.
You don't think a pay-per-view quality match is something special?
Okay, yes. A pay-per-view quality match is something special, but because they do it so frequently on TV, it takes away from it.
I feel like in going back to Dixie Carter, 9 times out of 10, Tony Khan delivers. Whereas maybe not 9, maybe like 8 or 7 out of 10 times, Tony Khan delivers what he promises. Or even though he says like every week I have a big announcement, this and that. Dixie Carter, I don't remember her shows delivering what Tony Khan's do. And so I think there's a little bit of a volume difference between the two. I think Tony Khan delivers more times than he doesn't, and I think Jericho and Ambrose Moxley is a perfect main event for this type of show. And I thought I could do without blood. I can always do without the blood because that's like every week, every single time. I don't remember if there was necessarily blood in this match. I'm assuming there was, but I had no issue whatsoever with Jericho. First of all, Jericho winning the match to get there, and then because you're to quote the stupid cliche, weekly episodic television. Jericho main eventing with Dean Ambrose on one show is not gonna hurt you. Like it's not gonna ruin my night, especially because Jericho. I know what he can do at 50. I know what Moxley can do at his age, and I know what the entire roster can do. So like.
So, but they opened up with the. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Who's got the fucking crickets?
That's me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm in a basement. Sorry about that.
Well, I have my window open too, but I know I can't hear it. I was just.
It could be both of us, but I definitely have them.
I wanted to acknowledge it so people aren't listening and they're like, "I hear fucking crickets." Why does nobody say so? You're good. It's good.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, with them opening with the coffin match and that being such just I mean, that was a bloody battle, and then closing with Moxley and Jericho, right? Doesn't that like it? The meat of the sandwich loses a little bit of spice, right? Don't you want to move? Like those are both pay-per-view matches. I think we can all agree those two are both pay-per-view matches, and the coffin match went a little bit more over the top than I suspected they were going to. So doesn't that like the middle part of it? You're losing so much there in the middle. Everything else is being kind of overshadowed by your opener and your main.
If we're talking about like a WWE show where they have pay-per-views every month, I would 100% agree with you. But the fact that AEW doesn't have pay-per-views every single month, I feel like it's okay to give us a main event, a pay-per-view main event match type situation, or even two of them on a free TV show. So like, and then, we'll get, and maybe next week we'll get like freaking, and this is no disrespect to any of these guys, but they're just not, maybe we'll get like a Swerve versus, Dax Harwood main event next week. You know what I mean? So like, I have no problem with them because the fact that their pay-per-views are so few and far between, that if I'm getting pay-per-view caliber main events on the TV show, it doesn't really affect me the way that it seems to, like, affect is a strong word, but you know what I mean? Like how you feel about it.
Right.
So Matt, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's such a weird. I think we all grew up in a. I think what we grew up watching definitely affects the way we look at this.
Because we're old enough to live through both eras. We're old enough to live through the squash match TV show and the Nitro. Give us a pay-per-view main event every week, and also Raw once they picked up, give us a pay-per-view main event every week.
I can't be. I'm not mad at it because this is what I like. I like good wrestling, right? I get both sides of the coin. But I'm not going to be upset about a banger of a 2-hour show. I get it. Like, look, there's always going to be something that gets lost in the shuffle. If it's just like any wrestling show you go to, if the fucking opener's a banger, like you're not remembering the match after that. You're probably not remembering the women's match. There's always if something insane happens, like I'm sure, I can't tell you one thing that happened to GCW, but I know fucking Nick Gage came back and it's career versus title, him and Moxley, like
Matt, speaking of GCW, I'm gonna go off on a tangent right now. Who effed up my boy? And
It was Alley Catch and Nick Gage.
so they took out Van Ness and Broski.
They did. They stopped the wedding. They interrupted the wedding. They smeared cake, pile drives through the cake.
Copy that, sons of bitches.
Got some words for Nick Gage?
I've talked shit about Nick Gage. I don't never stop.
Okay, I would just want to give you the platform. I wasn't looking for you to
listen. If he's listening to this and not robbing a bank, then have a great time.
Damn.
I've said that before.
Oh, I like it. I like your balls, bro.
Oh, I got no time for Nick Gage.
I got your back.
Nah, I mean, I really would be terrified if I saw him.
Yeah.
Actually, Matt, I know you don't like when I talk about this stuff, but when I did like one of the first major pod of Jimmy Seafood.
Oh, and he attacked him?
And he like threw me over a freaking table. Mamacita. It was bad. Bad news bears.
Now, handsome Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this now for some reason.
So you support the show. We've seen you in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
We know Tony hates he doesn't
guests.
Tony definitely hates guests, but he's not the biggest fan of AEW. Now, this show I thought was awesome. I love the coffin match, the tag match with Rouge and Andrade against the Lucha Brothers. I thought was a banger. The main event was great. We furthered our storyline with Luchasaurus and Christian.
Yep. The backstage
Single Boy.
Yeah.
The weird stuff with Miro and Julie Hart.
That I don't get. I don't like Miro.
Well, they're not all going to be home runs.
Right.
The Lethal Wardlow thing is still a thing.
Dude, I love that giant. The giant. I love that giant guy.
Sumar Satnam Singh.
I think out of all of the, I don't know if I said this last week or not, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself. Out of all like the comparisons, Great Khali, Giant Gonzalez, Omos, I think he has the most potential.
What leads you to that?
Because dude, he does a crossbody. And he does a crossbody, and like he actually has like timing, and he's actually wearing like gear where Omos is wearing like a tank top and freaking jeans.
Giant Gonzalez wore gear.
What's that?
Giant Gonzalez wore gear.
Yeah, furry, shitty, stupid bodysuit man gear.
Hey, he had some sweet shit that he wore in WCW as El Gigante.
No, that was even worse than the Giant Gonzalez stuff.
No fucking way it was.
Dude, it was a glitter shirt. It was a glitter shirt from Night at the Roxbury and spandex.
That's better than fucking fake fur, dude.
Airbrushed fucking abs.
Worse.
Worse. So you would rather wear a fur bodysuit than a glittery t-shirt and spandex? If
I was a 8-foot tall, menacing giant, yes. As opposed to a Night at the Roxbury freaking glitter shirt and biker shorts. Yes.
Really? Dude, if I win picks, I'm making you wear the fucking fursuit.
How are you going to get a fursuit?
I'll fucking custom order one, bro.
Oh, yeah. You can get them.
If I...
All right. No. All right.
I'll pitch in on that, man. I will pitch in on that.
He lost the fur after a while, and it was just straight spandex with airbrushed everything.
Yeah, but everybody remembers the fur. His goddamn figure's got the fur on it.
Right.
Boots with the fur.
You would
at the bottom, the boot, the bird.
You would rather wear the fur.
Because he was Giant Gonzalez. Elegante literally just wore like what are you doing, man?
Yeah, but he could have just wore like a fucking singlet, and he would have been fine. I don't know the fur. Why the fur?
All right, no fur. All right, sans fur.
Still with all the airbrush bullshit though. It wasn't just the fur, it was the entire suit, man. The thing was fucked.
All right, so if you could rebook Giant Gonzalez's gear, would you have him show up as El Gigante's gear in El Gigante's gear? No, you wouldn't. I can answer that question for both of you. You freaking wouldn't.
No, bullshit. You can't answer that for me.
Goddamn right I can. I just did.
100% I would have him. And if those were my options, yes, I'm picking the El Gigante.
And he's a bad guy?
Gear. Yeah.
Matt, are you Googling El Gigante's gear?
I'm looking at many El Gigante pictures. I see one of him in the Stinger. He's got like a very Night at the Roxbury tank top on. It's pink.
Yes.
to go with the Sting. The Sting is also rocking the pink and black, so that's good. And he's got the biker shorts with the red knee pads that are very long.
Yeah, terrible.
What was your question? I'm sorry, I was looking at El Gigante pictures.
I think it was about El Gigante, so I think we covered it.
I don't know. I don't know what I look
with the Sting, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Now he clearly took it off when he wrestled.
Yes,
but that is what I'm talking about, man. Give me Giant Gonzalez over that electrolyte Gatorade.
Really?
No way.
Dude, I'll take it, man.
I don't know, man. The furry suit with he's even got the fucking happy trail from his crotch on the
Yes, he does.
It's fucking creepy, dude.
Don't threaten El Gigante with a good time. So what, Matt? If you had your perfect, we're talking about Giant Gonzalez wardrobe changes. What would you book Giant if you had Giant Gonzalez in your mind and it was him? What would you have him wear, Matt?
I have no idea. Not the furry bodysuit. Something else.
That was the best possible solution.
Was it? You couldn't have just put him in fucking like long pants? Just called it a day?
No, it has to be. It has to like try to strike fear in people's minds.
What? Andre wore a fucking singlet. That wasn't scary enough.
Andre's Andre.
Huge. This guy's a big guy. Just put him in long fucking.
Nobody knows who this guy is.
Nobody still knows who he is.
Was.
Fair enough.
I see what you're saying, Kevin, with the trying to strike fear in the hearts of people. But when you have a guy that size, you're not doing him any favors trying to make him look more menacing and that bullshit. Because that was, I mean, his size alone should be enough to carry him as being a monster heel.
That's a great point.
To put him in the fur and the airbrushed muscles all over it, it's bad. It's bad.
What if it was a skeleton?
I would have been okay with that.
And it was El Skeletor.
El Skeletor.
Like those fun, like skeleton pajamas you had as a kid.
Yeah, like them bones. Yeah.
If it looks like he fell out of the fucking Karate Kids, I would have been okay with that.
All right, so I'm thinking maybe if you put him in like a giant. All right, so hey, what about this? Remember the Yeti?
Of course.
I'm sure, Kevin. I'm sure you do as well. What about? All right, so how did you feel about when he went from the Mummy, which was here's first question: Giant Gonzalez or Yeti? What was worse?
Oh boy, toilet paper Yeti or Ninja Yeti?
Well, that was my next question.
Okay.
So first is toilet paper and Giant Gonzalez.
I'd say toilet paper Yeti.
Yeah.
How do you have a match with fucking toilet paper everywhere?
Well, he never actually had a match with it on, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't ever remember him competing with the toilet paper.
He just did the hug of doom, and then he was a ninja in World War III.
Yeah.
Then he was Reese.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kevin, to you, because we have very differing opinions on this. So what's worse? Toilet paper Yeti or Giant Gonzalez?
Boy, that's like saying, do you want to get kicked in the nuts by a golf shoe, or do you want to get hit in the nuts with a golf club? I take.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
I take Giant Gonzalez over the toilet paper, but it's fucking like, okay, but toilet paper, man, toilet paper.
Let me follow up though, because he was a mummy. So what else are you gonna do for a mummy other than toilet paper? Like, what are you gonna do?
Just not make him a mummy.
All right. Point taken.
Why is he a ninja, a fucking mummy Yeti? Like, what?
So, you know what you could have done? You could have made him the Blizzard.
No, we already had Glacier. Can't have a Blizzard and a Glacier on the same roster.
The Yeti was before the Glacier, right?
He was.
Yep.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
And it ties into the beginning of the show.
So would you have Giant Gonzalez come out in the Yeti Ninja? Would that be better than the Giant Gonzalez?
Yes.
Itself? Would the Yeti Ninja be better than the Giant Gonzalez?
Yes.
Oh, totally disagree.
I agree. If El Gigante rocked the ninja outfit, I mean, he'd be a big ninja.
Actually, I'm kind of having second thoughts about that myself, actually.
Because the ninja outfit's pretty sweet.
It's like big. It's a giant scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah. You know what? If if Giant Gonzalez showed up in the Scorpion outfit, I don't think he could fill it out like the Yeti, like Von Reese did. He looked like a skinny Scorpion, though.
I mean, scorpions aren't known to being like giant. They're not like.
Well, get over here. I mean, that's the Scorpion. I'm not talking about like Arizona.
Yeah, but he wasn't like a
Scorpions.
fucking diesel brick shit house. He was just a fucking dude who's like, get over here.
Yeah, you're right. He wasn't that jacked, actually, Giant Gonzalez.
He didn't have fucking airbrushed abs like Giant Gonzalez.
Well, Giant Gonzalez wasn't even that jacked for being.
Giant.
You just like kind of think that he was because he had the airbrushed abs.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't if they just made Giant Gonzalez a basketball player like he was. Like I wouldn't be mad about that. It would have made sense.
Sassafras.
Like if he was like if his character was like Bill Lambier, like he came out and he was just a fucking nasty asshole basketball player, I would have been like, all right, cool, it makes sense. He's from like another country. He doesn't understand the rules. He's fucking doing chop blocks. He's being like a dick. He's fucking pushing referees around. I would have bought that.
On what planet have you ever seen a basketball player named Giant Gonzalez?
You could have called him fucking Giant fucking Jim. I don't know.
Magic Kareem Abdul Gonzalez.
I was gonna say, what fucking basketball players out there throwing chop blocks?
Yeah,
That was where I went.
I mean, come on, fucking a wrestling plumber. When was the last time a plumber came to the house and fucking hit you in the back of the head with a fucking an elbow?
took a dump in the pool.
Yeah, eating fucking Baby Ruth, Snickers, whatever.
Baby Ruth is a very underrated candy bar. Very underrated.
Now, what is Singh gonna wrestle in? That's what I want to know.
He
'Cause I-
wrestles in, like he actually has the pants. He has the long trunks, the long tights.
Like Kali.
okay.
No, his are actual tights. Kali's were like baggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well,
tearaway pants for. Like,
I'm hoping they take a turn and put him in a fursuit.
Yeah, I mean, you and me, from your lips to God's ears, my man.
Yeah.
Really, you would accept another a giant furry man?
Yes, I need it.
He needs it.
I need a giant furry. Need a giant furry man suit in pro wrestling.
I think I can edit out.
Oh, you know who did that? But it wasn't giant. It was the opposite.
Hornswoggle.
Nope, close.
Dink.
Wow.
I don't know. You don't get that. There's not a lot of.
Well, there's two of you. I'm giving him a chance too.
Well, I don't know where the fuck you're going with it. Who wore
El Torito?
Oh, I love El Torito.
El Torito had the furry.
But he had the whole thing, man. He had
Right,
the
of course.
fucking mask. He had the
Agreed.
horns, everything, and
Right.
he didn't have airbrushed fucking abs
No,
on him.
yeah, I think it was airbrushed.
El Torito, WWE.
Or no, his gear was actually legit gear. You're right.
Yeah.
No, there was some airbrushed abs on there.
There
No.
you go.
They were padding. It was padding. Look at it.
I'm looking at El Torito in a white outfit, and it looks like those are airbrushed abs.
Yeah,
Abs. Those are airbrushed. You got airbrushed abs on this son of a bitch.
dude, did you just turn into like Kate?
Who?
You with the abs.
The abs. No,
Sounds like
dude.
Kate.
He's got abs and a little tail. Look at his little tail.
I fucking loved El Torito.
Dude. Go back, Kevin. If you haven't watched it, that WLC match between him and Hornswoggle, probably one of the best matches of all time. I put it up there with Steamboat Savage. That's right.
Oh, I'm thinking of not the most recent El Torito, the one before it, the minis, 97-ish.
This was the only El Torito. You're thinking of Masquerita Sagrada, probably. Maybe. Might be the same guy for all I know. Who was also... No, he was not Dink. Tiger Jackson was Dink.
Let's see. Masquerita Sagrada kind of looked like a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Is that how you're thinking about Handsome Kevin?
I'm could have swore it was El Torito, man, with the minis. He feuded with Max Mini.
No. We're talking like beyond Ruthless Aggression era. El Torito. He managed the Matadors, who looked
I remember that.
who looked like Ninja Turtles. That's right.
You're thinking of the guy who was rolling around with Mini Vader and Mini Mankind?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Masquerita Sagrada.
I'm not gonna completely dismiss what he said about there possibly being another
El Torito?
mini luchador in with the same kind of character, but El Torito is there's only one El Torito.
I'm fuck, man. This is gonna drive me nuts because was it Canadian Stampede?
No, what?
Canadian Stampede, was that the one where he performed? I'm just trying to remember because now I'm making sure I'm not losing my
Google
fucking
El
head.
Torito Hornswoggle and
No, but he's looking for 97.
Yes.
97 was Pantera. He was a regular luchador. He wasn't a mini.
It was not Canadian Stampede. It was not.
There could have been a bull. I wouldn't be shocked if there was another bull at some
Oh,
point.
there was a bull.
But it wasn't no way it was as elaborate as El Torito. But again, we're going back 97 to 2009 or 10 or whatever it was.
Max Mini El Torito was at Ground Zero in your house.
There it is.
Beautiful. Prove me wrong, my man. I loved it.
There it is.
El Torito was Mini Vader.
Mini Vader, yeah.
So he was a big boy. I had to see a picture of this guy.
He wasn't as big as was it Battalion?
Dude, do you remember do you ever see like the minis and like wondering like how this guy's a mini when he's like almost like 5'3"?
Some of the bigger minis. Yeah.
But I guess there was just like a legit like technical height limit.
Yeah.
Let's see, El Torito 97.
No, yeah, that original El Torito, man, that he had conviction in his character too. I loved him.
All right, I stand
So
corrected.
Kevin, is his Mexican name was S. Spectrito. He apparently is dead.
Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Oh wow! All right.
And now, is there airbrushed abs on that son of a bitch?
No, he the picture I see, he has like a wait. This guy looks a lot skinnier than Mini Vader.
I mean, Mini Vader wasn't huge.
No, he was a fat boy. Fat boy. All right. I'll lose this one. I have no problem with that. And Mascarita Sagrada took off his mask on WWE. What? The unmasked Mini Max versus El Torito, 7/25/1999. There's no mask on this dude.
Oh,
what?
I don't remember that.
He looks like George Lopez.
Do you have to say Mini George Lopez?
Yeah. No, he looks like Ponch from Chips.
Oh, nice.
I can't. I have to drink more because I don't want to remember any of this.
We started at Quake by the lake. Quake at the lake.
Yeah, that's where it was. Yeah.
This is fantastic.
What? I can't unsee this.
You don't want to, man. You don't want to.
They took his mask off.
It's like your fucking world is crumbling around
dude.
you.
It was Matt. You remember this story? We tell it a lot. Seeing Jushin Thunder Liger without his mask on.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
In person. That's what this was. That's what this was right here for me. Mascarita Sagrada, no mask. He looks like he's 50. He looks like he should be riding a motorcycle. Police freaking. I
mean, he probably was 50.
Yeah, he could have been. Very good athlete, by the way. Throw that out there. He was ahead of his time, man.
I think it's remarkable that Singh, one of the biggest bastards out there, took us to El Torito.
That's the roller coaster.
That's what we do here. And Handsome Kevin is a perfect. Tony might be out, Kev.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought I was gonna be the first to go, but it might be Tony.
I love Tony. I could never do that to him.
No. Well, maybe you just stop by more.
There you go.
Let me ask you this, Handsome Kevin.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Let's say you had won the picks, right? And you had to pick a punishment for me and Kevin.
Yeah.
Again, I harp on this because it's super fucking annoying. I have expressed my displeasure with T-Donk. 600th episode. That's a pretty big milestone.
Big milestone.
Would you decide it would be a great time to roast you?
No, and see, that's the thing that's confusing me because it's a punishment for you two. and it brings in everybody else, which the 600 episode should. It should bring guests from the past. An all-star cast really is what you should do. What should be happening for your 600. So to take and punish you two for this 600, I wouldn't do that, but I'm sure he has his reasoning.
I'm with you, and I feel like it's tough. And Matt, I think you'll probably agree with this. Like having like the murderer's row of like past guests, like 600, 500, 400, 300 anniversary shows. We've kind of done that. Now, if we could have landed like a major player, like a big guest, the roast.
Well, wait now. You're not going to shit on Big O Possum like that.
Oh, he doesn't know, bro.
Oh no!
Wait, what? I don't know anything. You know what? Doesn't matter because I'm not gonna remember it. But it's just
this is like when Tony booked fucking Miko Maestro and Miko Maestro put it all over the internet before it was a surprise.
Wasted the good surprise on you.
Like to commemorate a great 600 episodes, bro. 600.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
And we got to deal with freaking Tony bag of douchebags.
No, was the punishment always going to land on the 600 episode, no matter what?
No.
Oh, it's just what he.
No, he took forever to decide one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate because I hate doing the punishment gimmick myself. So, especially because I'm a weirdo and a loser and a wussy, and I won't do what they decide most of the time.
Right.
And then
I mean, this is a whole conversation for another day, but I don't think you really have a say. Like you lost, you have to just own up, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree.
That fucking fursuit, we're getting it made.
I would say I'd put Kevin.
I'm not gonna lose ever, so we're good.
I'd put Kevin in a fursuit and I'd make him eat a crave case through the entire episode. A whole crave case through the entire episode.
You don't know my history with White Castle.
All right, double up 2 crave cases.
There's one literally 3 blocks away from me. I might get shot when I'm down there, but
for a crave case? The fuck kind of neighborhood do you live in?
The border is tough, man.
Yeah.
Matt knows the border is tough.
Oh, I know. So
Yeah.
joke.
Matt,
Sorry.
you want to go into the little game ski?
Oh, do I have the music though? Hold on.
You don't have to.
I do.
Let's
You
do
know,
it.
you know what time it is?
Do you want to talk emergence first, real quick?
Sure. Tell me about Impact's emergence.
It was awesome. 3 count for emergence was Bandito, Ray Horace Hogan. Watch it. 3 count for I think my second favorite match was Jordan Grace, Mia Yim. Incredible match. Jordan Grace retained the Impact Knockouts Championship. And I think the other incredible match that it's a must. We'll keep it quick. The must see out of this, out of Jordan Grace and Mia Yim, Bandito, and Ray Horace Hogan is X Division. X Division is X Division. It was great. Is what it is. Jack Evans is awesome. Speedball Mike Bailey is awesome. We get it. The 5-on-5 Honor No More and Bullet Club was a bloodbath, and so was Steve Macklin and Sammy Callahan, which happened in segments because they never actually got in the ring. They just kept fighting all over the place, and then Moose got involved, and it was awesome. I think the show was awesome. It's 9 out of 10 for me. So I'd watch that. We have new NXT Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green defeated that's the horrible storyline of Jessica, Rosemary, and Taya Valkyrie, who I love all individually, but that storyline is brutal, Matt. Brutal. So, awesome show. I would recommend it to anyone. Josh Alexander beat Alex Shelley in a banger, obviously. Retained the championship. Chris Sabin and Kushida versus Diener and Eric Young was also top to bottom, great show, which leads me to the top 5. All right. Handsome Kevin, Shining Wizards Matt. This top 5 is TNA Impact centric because I watched Emergence. I thought I had one planned, but Tony's not here, and I felt like he needs to be here for this top 5, so I replaced it. So this is going to be my top 5 Impact Wrestling / TNA knockouts. Top 5 TNA / Impact knockouts. I feel like this will be easy, but I feel like the order is what I'm going for here. So I compiled a whole lot of stats, did a whole lot of work. So I'm hoping that you'll get this, and I'll let whoever wants to take the first guess take the first guess.
So I'm gonna throw one out because I was super impressed with her when she first was on TNA, which was Madison Rayne. I thought she was fantastic.
Ring that bell, Matthew, for our good friend Kevin Rogue. Kevin Rogue, Madison Rayne comes in at number 3 with a total of 5 Knockouts Championship reigns, lengths of 84, 27, 188, 4, and 101 days, totaling a whopping 404 days as Impact Knockouts world champion. She comes in at number 3, very solid outing, and I think the more that the time goes by, her and also tag team reigns, Knockouts Tag Team Championship reigns of 141 days with the Beautiful People, 125 days with, I believe, Gail Kim, and then with the influence with Emma was so with a total of 372 days. Madison Rayne, number 3 on your Impact Knockout top 5.
Okay, so there's the obvious ones, but I'm going to throw one out there because I think she belongs there. Deonna Purrazzo.
Matt, ring yourself a bell, buddy. I think Deonna Purrazzo has been the most, no pun intended, impactful knockout for the company in years, and she has 2 reigns, lengths of 98 and 343 days, totaling 441 days. She's your current Impact Wrestling Knockouts Tag Team Champion, along with Chelsea Green. She is number 2, Matt. Deonna Purrazzo, with the history of TNA and Impact, I think she's worthy of the number 2 spot.
I think that it's obvious your list doesn't hold water unless Awesome Kong is on it.
No, she's not on it.
No fucking way.
Thought about it, but when you hear, listen, she played a great role. She served an amazing purpose. She was the most unique character in the history of wrestling, I think, just about. You can put that on. That could be a top 5 for another day. There will never be another one of her. But she did not make the list, and I think you'll understand just based on the importance of Impact Wrestling of this list and who's on it. Matt.
Can I get a Gail Kim?
Matt, ring that bell like 6 times. Because Gail Kim is number 1. 6 championship title reigns, totaling 479 days. Tag titles, Knockouts Tag Champs, totaling 125 days with the aforementioned Madison Rayne. Gail Kim set the bar for Impact Women's Wrestling and TNA Wrestling, and she was, I think, the first female inductee into the Impact Hall of Fame. I could be wrong. It could be Karen Angle. I don't think it was. But so Gail Kim, number 1, the best.
Kevin Rogue
I'm just fucking shocked over here. You got a top 5 list.
Hey man, the numbers played a big part in it, but it didn't play the only part, which I had to shuffle the order around a lot because the numbers didn't necessarily.
Right, and now I'm trying to reach into your mind and figure out where the fuck you're coming up with these top 5. I'm just gonna throw it out there and go Mickie James.
Ring the bell, Matthew. Mickie James.
You put fucking Mickie James on the list and not Awesome. Oh boy.
4 world championship reigns, lengths 102 days, 17 days, 112 days, and 133 days, totaling a whopping 374 days consistently in her career as Impact TNA Knockouts champion. She's number 5. So she was on the border. And listen, I looked at it all. I looked at Awesome Kong. But just didn't add up.
All right, so we're missing number 4.
Missing number 4, and that's it. That's right.
Can I get an Angelina Love?
That you can get an Angelina Love. At number 4, Angelina Love, 5 championship reigns, 67 days, 28 days, 13 days, 2 days, 62 days, for a total of 172 days. Tag champion for 94 days with the beautiful people. When you think Impact Women's Wrestling, you can't not go with beautiful people. Obviously, along with Awesome Kong, Velvet Sky. You can. What do you mean? They would. I'll listen. I'll listen to what you can't do. I'll listen to where I'm wrong here.
No, I just say you can't think of women's wrestling and Impact without thinking of Awesome Kong. You're absolutely right.
You're wrong. No, you can. But Angelina Love held a championship for 172 days and was the tag champ for 94 days. And the beautiful people were synonymous with the heyday of TNA and Impact. So along with championship reigns and just solidifying your place and what you kind of, when you identify with TNA, you thought of, when you thought of women's wrestling, you thought of the beautiful people, you thought of Angelina Love. Multiple runs.
Man, it's your list. So I mean, I can't.
Right.
It's your fucking list. But when I think women's wrestling in TNA Impact, always straight to Awesome Kong. She was unique. She was a reason to watch the women's division in Impact. Man,
no denying that. But she just when you put all the factors together to compile the list the way that I did, she just didn't. Listen, she was right there. Listen, her and Velvet Sky were literally right there, and you have to consider Tara, Victoria, but it just didn't make it for me, and that's all I got to say about that.
Now, Matt, Awesome Kong's in your top 5, right?
I won't lie. I was out of wrestling at this point, so I don't lie.
Fuck me in the ass with a big rubber dick. What the fuck? How in the world?
Listen, I was all in on Impact. I watched every episode, bro. I was all in on Impact. Awesome Kong. All right. She was only the champion twice. Very respectable reigns, right? 178 days, 169 days. Very good. But when you total, 6 from Angelina Love or 5 from, Mickie James or 4 or whatever the number was, it just it didn't listen. There's only 5 people that can make the list.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's your list.
That's right. ODB is another one that could have been on there.
ODB's incredible. She's got a food truck in Minnesota.
Yeah.
She got serve.
What's that?
What does she serve?
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Nice.
It burned down actually. It caught on fire and literally got destroyed, and then she had to get another one.
Yeah, she's been running hard all summer.
Yeah. Now, I'm a big ODB fan.
Yeah. Is it any good?
I haven't been able to have it yet.
Oh. I don't know if you order and then you pay, give her a good tip and she hits the titties.
She does that. I've seen videos of people because she hits all the towns in Minnesota with her food truck, and I've seen videos of her having just a great time with it.
I bet this food truck's a good time.
Yeah. Listen, if it was a top 6, Awesome Kong would have been 6.
But it's not. It's top 5. It's
That's
Kevin's
right.
top 5. Handsome Kevin. That's why you could disagree, but at the end of the day, it's his.
That's right.
Yeah, you
take
got
it out. You take it out. Who do you take out of that list? And you remember you guessed a few of them. So.
Yeah, no, I know. I think right now, and you'll probably you guess who I'm taking out of the list.
I'm taking out Mickie James.
So I wouldn't take Mickie James out because I think she does too much for the women's roster as a whole. So I think that she accounts for more with the helping them along with what they're doing in the ring, that type of thing. So I wouldn't take her out kind of based on that.
Well, while you're pontificating, Handsome Kevin, Matthew Birch said, Awesome Kong impact on the industry is more important than any of these other knockouts among amount of title reigns, in my opinion.
All right. On the industry, not on Impact, not on TNA. No, that's
yeah, but she didn't. But that's where she made her biggest impact. Was in Impact.
No, well, she was also Karma in
That's it.
WWE.
You can't tell me.
Yeah.
I don't think she had one match as Karma.
Yeah, I'm not
She
sure.
eliminated Michael Cole from the Royal Rumble.
Oh shit, that's right.
Huge.
That was it, right?
Oh, she had more matches.
Brown baby.
I think it'd come down to Deanna or Angelina. Quite honestly, I don't know which one, but I could definitely put Awesome Kong in one of their places.
Awesome Kong's impact was awesome. Didn't even mean to do that. But I think the people that I have on this list were much more important to the Impact brand and the TNA brand than what Awesome Kong did. Just me.
Now let me.
And they had more. They spent more time there than she did. So they won more championships and they had longer reigns, and that was it.
Yeah, if you're flipping through the channels and you're even a casual wrestling fan and you see a women's matchup and you have, Gail Kim and Angelina Love, substitute either one of those and put Awesome Kong in the ring, you might stay there either way, but Awesome Kong being in the ring grabs your attention differently. And that's why you stay there with that match.
No argument there, but that's not what this was about. That's not what this was about. This was the people that were the best. And Awesome Kong is, again, not taking anything away from her. I was a huge fan of hers, but to me, like these five, and this was like, Matt, this was probably like the top five that I've worked at, probably the hardest to do, because I wanted to have Tara was in my head. ODB was in my head. Awesome Kong was in my head. And, then you have people like Winter, and you have, Jordan Grace, who's incredible right now, is going crazy. And you want to not forget the modern, and Tasha Steele. Like, you don't want to discount the modern era of Impact, but I just, Aja Kong, Awesome Kong just didn't make the cut ski.
Yeah, Jordan Grace is another just phenomenal talent.
That her match with Mia Yim was like I said, my second favorite match on the show from Emergence.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, she's gotten herself into some little controversy, but I don't even care about that. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, something happened. Some weird thing happened with her. She commented on something that maybe was out of her element, out of her lane, and people got all over her for it. And then she started like a GoFundMe for something weird like that.
Huh? Weird. No.
Yeah, I got
nothing on it.
I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's the Chris Benoit thing.
Oh, that's right. When he shit on. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Like, she's better than she was better than Benoit Guerrero. She said that she was better than Benoit and Guerrero.
No, she said we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if she thought that today's wrestlers could hang with Chris Benoit, and she said no, and that she made a shot like he wouldn't even be able to remember the matches.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So, whatever. Anything else you fellas want to talk about before we pull this train into the station?
I'm good, Ski.
Boy, nothing jumps out at me.
I mean, we're fast approaching the 3-hour mark. We've covered a lot tonight. A special thanks to Mr. Kevin Rogue at Year of Pod, at JJ Rogue Means, at TOTS Pod. Man wears many hats, and it's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to have you sit in with us tonight, Kevin.
Thank you.
Please, this is a beautiful friendship that was that came together with the Down the Aisle special that we ran just on YouTube, and you fit right in with us. You're a savage, degenerate wrestling fan, just like the rest of us. So you're a perfect fit, and can you beat that champion? So this was a great time tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I had an absolute blast. Really appreciate you guys, reaching out and thinking of me to step in. It was had a great time.
Well, it's always nice to bring in a different, an outside voice, different views.
And this is one of the few times that I've been on with you guys that nobody has jumped out and hated me. So it's kind of worked out this time. Like Tony says, 2 out of the 3 wizards always enjoy having me around. So it worked out tonight, huh?
Give it time. I have
Yeah.
a few more. I have a few more drinks to down.
I'm ready, Kevin.
Handsome Kevin, where are you guys in the year of pod? Are we getting the Starcade yet?
We hit Starcade 96, so that'll wrap up this run of episodes, and we'll do a recap episode. Our new episode came out today. We covered Starcade 96. We'll do a recap episode, and then we'll do a preview episode of our next run of episodes. We'll announce what year we're tackling next, and the next year that we're tackling might be the absolute most entertaining dog shit year of wrestling in the history of the wrestling industry. So it's going to be fun.
Go on. Listen, people drop breaking news on our show all the time.
Oh, you want the
year.
You want to know the year?
Right.
Can you guess what it could possibly be?
Shit wrestling. I'm gonna say 95.
Oh fuck no! 95 is beautiful.
Okay, I wasn't. All right.
Everybody goes to that time period, man. Everybody goes back to like 94, 95. Go back. It's not all great, but it's not horrible.
It can't be. If it's 89, I'll freaking lose my shit. It's not 89. Is it 89?
I'm a classic wrestling fan, Kevin. It's not 89.
Okay. Matt, do you have a guess? Is it 92?
No.
Oh.
Is it WCW 2000?
We're doing WCW from was it Starcade? Is it 99 all the way through, because there's only 3 pay-per-views past their final Starcade. So we're doing that Starcade all the way to the finish.
What, like Greed, right? That was a
question.
Oh yeah. Greed was the show.
Greed, Sin, man. They fucked that company so hard. The entire last. It's gonna be glorious, man. I have never been so excited to watch so much horse shit in my life.
Someone who's telling me that
it's fucking disgusting. I watched some of the like the Thunders and Nitros for the years that we're covering, like the Raws back. I was watching Nitro the night from the night after that Starcade, and it's the most miserable shit you can ever watch. And people are like, oh, WCW should have never gone out of business. No, bullshit. With what they were putting out, WCW needed to go out of business. They had to put that down. It was miserable, and I can't tell you how excited I am to start
it's
start
funny
covering
like,
it.
When we had CPA on, he was like saying that was like one of his favorite years in wrestling, like the end of WCW. It was like he was like saying like there was some good stuff there.
No, there's not. I mean, it's comically bad. So I'll give it that, but they're not trying to be comically bad. Like I watched the fucking Varsity Club, and I forget who the hell they were fighting. And I go to the fucking Varsity Club in
and then they
2000.
It was them against. If I'm reading what you're saying correctly, it was them against like, was it Revolution?
No, it was on a Nitro, man. I forget who it was.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan had to have been involved, right?
No.
Because they turn on him. Hacksaw brings him in brings them in as backup, and then they turn heel immediately.
I forget who it was. They're wearing full like denim, like black denim, almost suits.
Creative Control?
No. It was denim. It was like biker looking shit. One was a Japanese wrestler, and I don't remember the name. It's bad, man. It's all bad. They fucked everybody.
Now it's gonna bother me. Who the fuck was it?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan waving a Canadian flag. Get the fuck out of here! Like that. Like it's all just miserable. And like I say, that's where we're heading next. It's gonna be wild. We have a particular way of covering events that.
If you have it, so it's not Year of Pod is the handle, but it's under Jaded Wrestling. If you're searching on like Spotify.
Yep.
And that's where Year of Pod is. That's where Too Old for the Shit is.
Yep.
Look, I don't even listen to the podcast on the network. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm a fucking shill like Tony. I won't listen to all the dog shit that's on our network. But man, Kevin's podcast, Year of Pod, and the Apron Bump podcast and the Mark Order podcast, I guess it's on our network. Like, if I'm gonna listen to a wrestling podcast that's not a Conrad vehicle, like Kevin is in the queue, and Apron Bump, Kyle, he's in the queue, and the Mark Order podcast, because I usually miss those shows. That's what I'm listening to. Like, he's fucking right in our wheel. If you're listening to this and you like our humor and our commentary, like, Kevin, I'm putting you over, and I don't know if this is awkward or not for you.
Nah, man.
It's a great show, man. More people should be listening to it. You guys have a good time. It's fun. You don't take it too fucking seriously. You and Duke do a great job, and the dynamic is there. It's good. So I suggest you listen to it.
Yeah, no, and I really do appreciate that very much. I mean, when we started, very first episode, I messaged you and I said, any advice for an old guy just firing up the podcast, because we enjoy talking wrestling, and the advice that you gave me, we still hold. So it means a lot to be like I say, to be in the rotation, man. It's awesome. I appreciate it very much.
We appreciate your support, and we appreciate your time tonight. I know it's not easy for people to cut out a couple hours to sit down and talk some wrestling with us.
I told you, anytime you got a spot for me, man, I'm here for you.
All right, Tony. Tony's just gonna work behind the scenes now. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a great time tonight. I don't know if I have the outro music here. Oh, but did Tony leave it in here for me? Let's see.
Maybe.
Let's see. Intro, farting around. No, not here.
Farting around the world.
I have commercial breaks. This one. I don't think I have the going home music, which is fine. Whatever.
I was gonna say, is it just?
Oh, that is just called. I did not realize that was the outro music.
What the fuck else would be in there being farting around?
No, there's like there's like generic fucking like
oh Jesus.
like generic like sounds in here that you can play.
Fart.
Say like outro, it just says farting around. Well, this has been an excellent episode of the Shining Wizard Wrestling Podcast, episode 598. If you enjoy what you're listening to, follow Kevin Rogue, follow Izzy James, follow Kevin Garifo on the Twitter machine, follow @Wizards Podcast on the Twitter machine, social media. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to all things Shining Wizard so you never miss a moment of this. Chandler Hopkins next week joins the show, and then the infamous roast of Tony 2 weeks from now on episode 600. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy the rest of your week, and I don't know. I got nothing else to say. So
Fart.
we're out of here.
Peace.
Turn this. Fart round.